imagine
God.
being a guest is stressful there.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't fucking wanna.
one
I
of the
still
right-
deny a Rivera skit.
One of the
I don't
writers
wanna
was
live
like,
that.
I can't imagine what what it's like to be on the receiving end of one of these gags.
God.
Well, I am
Well.
recording. I'm not streaming
Oh
it,
shit.
but I'm recording it.
Okay.
Wait, are we
Okay.
allowed to swear?
Fuck no.
No, it's alright. No more swears.
Cool. Well, I don't know how far back to go in our
Yeah,
recap, but
reintroduce the characters maybe.
I think that let's just take a second to go because we're in the in media res moment that I think really it's a good enough starting point as any.
This is a
There's
good
lot-
filler episode. This will be a
This
good
is
filler
supposed to be
episode.
the filler episode, yeah. So this will be like session 0 of the what it may or may not.
And
be.
perhaps we can show this recording to whoever's going to join us. You know, and they'll have a little
Yeah.
bit of context.
Yeah, that
like
would
a
be
video
good.
portfolio. I like
One
that.
of my coworkers has said that they are interested, but I'm not sure how the schedule is going to work out because we work at the same place. So
Wait,
hopefully
is
it should
that
be fine.
the one we know mutually?
No, it's not Aaron.
Oh, well, he'd be
I never-
interested.
I never thought to ask Aaron, but
I mean, yeah, just tell him that I'm in there, and he might.
he got sloppy wavy yesterday. Sloppy wavy.
Yeah. For a northerner, he just can't fucking drink. I love him. but,
Whoa.
like, oh my god.
For a northerner.
He was there for like
That's
7 hours though.
there was a whole
Knocking him back, and I would have thrown up halfway through. Like he had a ray shot. Like it was a lot.
there was so much implication behind that
Couldn't hold it.
statement that
Yeah.
the northerner statement, there's so much cultural implication that just flew right over my head.
My dad's Scottish. And I spent a lot of time there. No, that's still not okay. Fucking.
No, I
The
feel like
moment
in a
we
way
start
that's
recording,
worse.
The true
Like,
David jumps out.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like the English version of racism?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, like there's definitely like the closer to London you are, like the fucking more like everyone hates everybody else. So like I get it.
All I know is don't call the Scotch or Irish English.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually, there's
It's
several
very
things you can
offensive.
Yeah.
I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
They think
But-
of they are their own country.
Mhm.
Like that's what they all.
Whoa,
collectively
they
think.
think, Derek. Way to choose a side. Way to choose a
I-
side. I'm just kidding. Okay.
There's no
Racist.
side. There's no side. When the referendum goes through, I will acknowledge it. But it's like
Oh,
it's like saying
coming.
that Catalan is its own country. Like it's not.
How similar is it to saying Texas is its own country?
Now that's a jump.
No, that's
is
the
a-
thing
yeah,
people.
I can
That's
back
a
away
thing
from that
people
one.
say, but they say it tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was its own country, and I think that is the more Texan thing to say.
Texas.
TXs. Oh my god, I need to actually think of an intro. Fucking, can someone else go first?
Well, I want to sort of introduce vaguely what's happened at last time, at least for all of our purposes, because there are a couple character names that I see, and I'm like, who is that? So we'll start at the beginning of the last session, wherein you received a message from the Bleak Cabal. You saved a factal, I want to say, a factotum of the Bleak Cabal.
I'm about to say we saved the factole,
No. They were not there. It wasn't the headquarters.
the factotum. Then yeah.
You saved a factotum of the Bleak Cabal, who invited you to stay at the Gatehouse Asylum if you ever needed somewhere safe away from everything.
Didn't sound
Or-
safe.
Yeah. And they also let you know that multiple factions in the city have been spying on you, including fiends, a hermit named Wei Min, the prophet Teresius, who you have run into twice in the city, and the Were-Ravens, who I believe you insightfully or intuitively understand as being associated with your boss, a former
Yeah.
boss, Crone. You haven't come into work,
No, I mean,
But
no, we went
you were
in.
sort of you made
No.
an agreement that you would be sort of promoted out of your barista positions
She
and into
very much
temporary
implied.
adventuring positions. She sent you on a lead to the Shattered Temple, which you have not yet followed through.
She sent us on leave. I very
Yeah.
distinctly remember her telling Blake to take some time off.
Okay, that's
It
fine.
was strictly a day, but we're stretching that to 3 because
It was
well,
a day,
working
I
on it.
think.
Right,
Like, take
okay.
a day, and then
Yeah.
here is your next assignment.
Right.
The price that you were being paid
Yeah.
is going to increase. And she paid you the gold that she promised in exchange for what seemed like a really dangerous mission, traveling underneath the catacombs of the city in sort of a lost dungeon, wherein you met Montello the jeweler. Who did not like your flavor, and who
Didn't.
works for Shemeshka the Marauder, and left through Lady's Wheel, and were trying to get back home over the course of your adventures, and ended up being taken to a vampire's manor, a very brutalist styled vampire's manor, where you killed a vampire
Yeah, I
woman
killed
named
that bitch. Yeah.
Greta.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was me. Greta.
Yeah, we killed that bitch.
And
And then
Hans
Hans ran
managed
away.
to escape by turning
next.
into a puff of gas.
He was like, "Ah, my sweet." Ah,
My little Greta. Ooh. And then he
I-
ran away.
I wanted to do a German accent for them, but I couldn't. I had no courage. I had no
Well, the
courage.
camera's on now. You gotta like.
I know everything. The bar is higher. You met a Slod named Erdogan, and he took you to the Bones of the Night Tavern, a famed necromancer bar and dark arts bar.
Hindsight may have been a sex club. Bones of the Night.
Oh, I hadn't quite thought of it, but there are some private chambers, I suppose, in the design of it. You
Don't
stayed
get
in
Blake's
the
on either.
main rooms and danced to a variety of late mid 90s
Right.
beats.
Because the rhythm of the night.
He just got high.
You met a necromancer called Alamus the Revivifier and Malthusius the Undying. You made friends with a skeleton, I believe. And
I bought some work glorb and took it home to do with
Yeah.
Blake.
yeah, you managed to get home, and then let's introduce our characters sort of as you're coming into your rather nice house down on Turtle Lane.
Someone else go
near
first.
the
I'm going to rinse this glass out.
All right, Travis, you're up.
Oh shit! I got put on the spot real quick.
If you don't want to be up, I can try.
I play Thetis. I play a tiefling, a young tiefling, about 13, 14 years old,
Mhm.
with a shattered memory. He believes that he is an adult man put into the to the body of this child. We don't know for sure if
After
that
having
is the case.
stolen a magical artifact, a book
Right,
from which he
had-
gets his powers.
Right. He had stolen the magical artifact / book. It was a darkness tomb, I believe.
Mhm.
And with that, he has taken on what he feels to be a split personality within himself. And he's trying to figure out the struggle of who he really is currently in the moment. And the more he stays with the party, the more he starts to realize step by step where he is in regards to that. He gets closer and closer to the truth every moment he's with the party, so he sticks with them constantly. He might be kind of a problem child. He's a sassy little punk, but he is curious in knowing where he's from, where his past lies, and what he's doing if he's a man or child with all these
Yeah.
powers.
This kid's still
And-
talking.
And as an informal note, I guess in the background of all this, you have been made the leader of this party by Shemeshka the Marauder. She's put the rest of the party as wards in your charge.
That's easily said by anyone, anywhere.
Yes, it has been said, and since that, it has created further tensions between you and your party members, where they sort of already existed.
Yeah.
That's fun facts.
Yeah.
Next,
Hi, I'm Bast, and I hate kids, especially this one. He's the fucking worst. He showed up one day, Crone said go to the comedy club and pick up a kid. And I said, pick up a kid? And whatever. And we get there, and the kid's like, I'm not a kid. And then he keeps following us around, and we end up finding Shemeska the Marauder, rather beautiful power lady in Sigil. And this kid just fucks everything up with that. Like, right from the get-go. I mean, as soon as we see her, she starts talking to him about how he doesn't know shit, how he is just a little kid, like I said. And, you know, I have a feeling if he hadn't been with us, we might have been able to have something amicable. Regardless of how Montenegro feels, I spoke to them. But aside from that, I'm here to make some money, do my thing, and drink wine.
And so yeah, Theodos is a tiefling, and I believe
I'm a satyr.
Bast is a satyr.
Big,
yes,
burly satyr dude, bright red hair, bright chops, bright chest hair.
Man goat.
Man,
and we also have Strig in the party.
we have Blakiston Sunny, otherwise known as Blake. She's just your average, ordinary owl girl, or woman, I suppose. Ages line up better that way. She's, you know, she works 2 jobs, she makes rent, she does all the things an ordinary owl woman would do, except she's got a dark secret. Her parents are vampire killers, which is fucked up because vampires actually, like, vampires in Sigil are their own entity, their own political class, even.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just exist to union bust it. And but
you have
Blake's
had
trying to
sort
get
of
away
your
from that.
you've sort of had your first vampire slaying in some time, and I feel like you've been having to reckon with it, not directly, but it's in the background.
That is something I wanted to talk to Blake about during our drug chat.
Yes,
Oh,
so
God.
you all come in. Bass says, "Hey, I got some Morglort from that slod," and
In so many words.
I'm gonna
Blake
pour
sits
myself a
bolt
drink.
upright. Her eyes go fucking. Her pupils get massive, like in the way you see owls do when they're hunting. And she's like, yeah.
I'm like, so vampires, huh? You always said weird things about vampires. What's that about?
See, I don't get what my parents' problem is with them. If I'm quite honest, I
What?
like them.
What?
I just like 'em.
What are your parents gonna do? What's that? What's that all about?
Well, they'll get paid a whole lot just to kill him, you know, just to stab him through the heart. That's a hate crime, by the way.
People
Don't
pay
state.
people to kill vampires? We're gonna get in on
Oh.
that.
Bias! I swear to God.
What?
No. Some of them are nice. Some of them are nice. You get on with some of them.
Well,
I've killed some nice ones.
Yeah. Your vampire. Wait, like people put a hit out on a specific vampire, and your parents go pay it up, or
It's never the rich ones though. It's like the guys we'd killed. They were kind of just pricks. The
what? Hold on. What I'm asking is, do they indiscriminately like hunt and kill them in the street, or do they go after ones with hits on their heads?
depends. Like they'll usually go after the ones with hits on their heads, but if they're feeling cheeky, they might as well just go out on the town and kill some randos.
Hold on. I stand up and I swing the door open and I step across the hall and I swing the door open to Theodos's room.
Oh my God.
I stare at him for a second.
He's like intoxicated,
Yeah,
passed out.
Good. I pat him down. I look to see if he grabbed any bottles of that poison from the druggy wizards.
Oh my god.
The shit that you were drinking with them. I'm seeing
The
if there's any
hemlock.
the hemlock. Yeah, I'm seeing if there's any bottles of it on you.
Do they find some, Derek?
He's not here. It's up to you. Just say
Not
yes.
here.
Yeah, I did. I swiped a small little container with a little X bones on it.
I lean over, I pick it up. I go into Theodos's room, Derek, and he's passed out. I rummage through his pockets. I rummage through Theodos's pockets if he's passed out in his bedroom across the hallway, and I find some of the, what's it called?
Hemlock.
The hemlock, and I say, jackpot. And I take the cap off, and I whiff a little bit of it under Theodos's nose to make sure he stays asleep.
Oh, right. You bought a poison from one of the necromancers?
No,
We're just having some fun assumptions that he snuck out with a bottle of
He
it.
snuck out with a bottle of it. He was intoxicated.
Because-
he just had
because
little
that's the-
crappy
you were
fingers.
drinking. Yeah, because they bought
Yeah.
a bottle of hemlock. Yeah,
That's just a
Dude.
fun. That's just a fun
That's
scene
what
I'd like
you
to
were
have.
drinking at the Bones of the Night. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's passed
I
out.
remember.
And let's just presume it's heavily diluted or something.
I mean,
Enough that it doesn't kill a child.
Yeah,
Like,
I waft a little bit underneath his nose to make sure he stays asleep again, and then I pop back in the bedroom.
it
I'm
can
like,
be regular strength. I mean, it's a half vial, I'll say, but it is a strong poison, and you have that. Well, let me just check.
look, alcohol is
Give me 1
poison.
second. Yes, it is.
All
by
I
the
want
way,
from this
today-
is I just make sure he stays asleep, and I take it from him, and I come back in the bedroom, and I'm like,
By the way, this week we are rolling on this book ASL by Uyen Hua.
Nice.
Cool.
It's a really interesting little book of poetry.
Yeah. He busts in back in the bedroom with Blake, and he's holding the hemlock in one hand and the Mort Gorp in the other, and just goes
Blake is actually like prone at this point, like lying backwards, like whoa.
Like, just imagine Pickles, the drummer, when he's on a bender.
Oh my god.
Crystal Smith. Yeah, exactly.
Blake is like painting her talons because you
Mhm.
know owl fingers. They're just pink.
Hey, it's my chair. You should stop.
Cool.
Kitty cat.
Yeah, so you have this stuff. And Theodos is conked out, having strange and frightening dreams of running through a forest wherein sort of the sky, it's almost like you've put on the ring of power from Lord of the Rings. You're in a semi-ethereal black and white space, and you can see different spirits floating through the air around you, and you're just running down a path. That's the dream that you're having sort of currently.
He needs more blankets and less blankets.
I like to think that Blake and Bast are just like listening, and every time he gasps in his sleep, we're just like, fucking.
No, I mean, I imagine we're like in here, like we're just not having a conversation, just making noises at each other, and then like we like hear something.
Tias is whimpering in the other room.
Yeah.
It causes us to like huddle up together in the corner for a minute, terrified of the whimpering we hear, until we forget
Oh my
about
God.
it.
Right. It's like fucking child crying ASMR.
I'm just, oh my god, this is a great hectic scene. Like, just the camera hard switching between like a dark room and this terrified child like crying in the fetal position, rolling back and forth, and then back to another room of us like, yeah, or back to him, and then back to us, and we're like,
pretty nice, old style, well-to-do house.
Like a Wes Anderson, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
It's almost like it was designed by an old lady, right? There's a lot of wooden furniture, doilies and stuff like that.
I will say you are a big fan of that old lady house aesthetic, Derek. I feel like we're quite often in houses like that in your D&D
Huh.
He lives
games.
in one.
I do live in one.
You best start believing in old lady houses, because you're in one.
That's what you got.
What you
You
got?
chose to move to that part of the city. You were in a
look.
dingy apartment.
Yeah, this is an upgrade. I'm
That's-
just
it
saying Derek likes old lady houses.
You're not wrong.
Let the camera show that Derek likes old lady houses.
Yes, the record will reflect it.
What are you drinking, Derek?
This is tequila and triple sec.
Oh, fuck.
Chipotle.
I picked up a bottle from the gas station last night, some Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, bourbon barrel aged Cabernet Sauvignon.
I know Robert Mondavi. Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
okay.
why.
Some of 'em-
I don't drink
some of 'em are
wine.
okay.
I don't drink wine. I just for
You're in
some reason.
Rowlett, so like even the gas station wine is better than the gas station wine in like the hood.
Cool.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Feel like it's all the same to me.
Cheers. So how do you ingest this Morglorp? I think that you've or do you?
Are you leaving that up to me, or is it up to you?
It is not up to me. There are multiple ways in which you can consume.
Fucking
this.
snort. I fucking rail that shit. What is it? Okay, is it powder? Is it?
It's more like a
Sludge.
goop. You feel like you could dry it into a powder, but it is a.
That would take
it's
time.
almost- yeah, it's almost like It's not quite rainbow colored, but I'm thinking of like a cloud color with yellow and blue,
Yeah, but is it?
like muted.
Is it?
Oh no.
Is it?
It's like a paste.
Okay.
The
like
last
a
one, Blake
paste.
had
So-
orange, so she's looking at this like, what the fuck?
So
What was it last time?
It was orange last time, so she's looking at this new color like, whoa.
this is some good
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah,
Hey,
this
look,
is a lighter.
This is better.
Lighter. It's more like yellow.
this is better. Trust me. Whatever you had, this is better. And Bass is just saying that. He doesn't know that. He's just
Yeah,
saying
Blake
that.
just
To be fair, you
immediately
got the
got
other
quenched.
Morglorp in the hive next to the orphanage where Theodos might be from.
And I didn't
And
pay
you got
for it.
this Morglorp at Bones of the Night.
Yeah, a notorious
On the other side of
club.
the bridge. Yeah, a notorious. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, at first, I'll open the little pouch it's in. I'll dip a pinky in and just rub it on my gums.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez.
Immediately, the set feeling kind of hits you, and it's like you are 200 pounds heavier, and you're just like.
But the
Feels like you're slowly falling backwards.
but I take the
Vertical.
perceived weight, and I let that like just feel my momentum. I don't let it sink me down. I just let it pull me forward and around,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like turns
And you
into
feel
like a dancing
you still
drug.
Have some, it's like all of your weight is in the top of your head, and you can direct it.
It's like the
one way
opposite of
or
that
the
time I
other.
did.
Like a ram.
It's like the opposite of that time I did salvia, where I like took a big hit and then I started walking, and it felt like my legs were burlap sacks with about 6 potatoes at the bottom of each of them where my feet were.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe how it felt to walk while on that salvia. Just flinging my feet forward, landing on them.
Oh my
Crazy
god.
shit.
That's sick.
Yeah, Salvia's weird.
Yeah, no thanks. But yeah,
So-
we gum it. We well, I will take this Morglorp any way I know how, all the ways I know how, even that one.
Yeah, you can snort it, but you think that you would at least want to, like, if you had like a fire cantrip or something, a source of light, you think that it would be better to dry it slightly.
I'll eventually do that after I get tired of shoving bits of it up my ass.
Yeah,
Oh god.
that's fine. Could both of you? And what about the hemlock? Do you take that in addition?
I would say that the hemlock is for like
Because you,
late into our
Yeah.
once we run out of Mort Glorp and we need to start winding down and taking the edge off. That's when we
Yeah,
bust.
yeah.
That's when I sneak in and get the hemlock.
okay, so this is the late part.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
just kind of beginning fast forward how we
Yeah.
got there.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
grabbing the hemlock, and then you hear the sound of the doorbell. Pom pom.
See, Blake was super hyper last time she was on Morglorp. Like, you described it like she was playing Sonic 2. So
Yeah.
she's like already at the door, like with all the
Mhm.
grace of an owl.
And like when I hear the doorbell, I like lean down next to Theodis and I say, "Don't move."
Thetis is still out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theodis is still conked for sure.
Like,
Even more so because now this is when you've had the hemlocks. This is fresh in your head, and
I roll him into a corner and I start like sneaking through the hallways towards the front door.
in your
like-
dream. The effect of this rolling is that the world seems to spin
Oh god.
zoom, zoom, a few
This is
times, and you
terrible.
fall
What the hemlock
into
do?
a tree. This tree, there's a robed figure with a skull mask on and a long sword who appears to be approaching you.
This- By the way, this is just a terrifying like situation to think about. This child like sobbing themselves to sleep in a room while the two adults are
Getting high.
messed out their fucking
fucked.
heads.
The two adults are
living through
It's not just
fucked
getting
in the
high,
other
'cause they're
room.
More, this is a really, it's like straight to heroin.
No, no, like this is like sad trap house levels of drug inducement going on in the other
Yeah.
room.
It's true. It's
This-
true.
We
And
have
Blake,
seen Trainspotting
Blake
1 and 2.
Sunny, you open the door and you find
Rip
it is
it
one of
open.
your boyfriends, Nalen Ephraim,
Uh-oh.
who is a half-orc elf.
Oh,
who,
no.
Is the bastard child of a rather well-known sculptor in the city who actually helped sort of design a recent refurbishing of the gymnasium.
Oh
And
god.
you see
Blake
them,
hoots unintentionally.
and
He's like, woo!
they look at you and they say, "Are you high? Can I come
I'm
in?"
gonna lay my cards on the table. No.
And from the banister, look. I'm assuming that I'm assuming there's a second floor. From the top of the stairs, from the
Yeah.
banister, I'm like peeking
Yeah,
over,
there is.
and I'm like, Blake, are they cool?
Yeah. I can't remember
This-
his name, but he's my boyfriend. Don't worry
This,
about it.
Come in.
But she's not turning. She's
half
yelling
orc
it
with
into
some
his face.
elvish features, sort of purple-ish skin, walks into the room. They have matching purple pants and like a how do you say, a cuffed jacket.
I mirthfully leap from the balcony down to the door, and I slam it shut. Were you followed?
I forgot to close it.
Were you followed?
Were you followed?
We have neck biters after us.
Neck biters. They bite your neck. It's fuck you.
Is you know what? I just have to be like honest. This seems like way too much for me, and if I knew that you were this kind of person, then I never would.
I stick a finger in the Mort Glorp, and I stick the finger in his mouth.
No.
He tries to evade. Just go ahead and make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Oh, is he gonna get it?
He's gonna fucking get it. He's got a million stats.
Let's see.
Let me find my character.
If he misses, it gets into Blake's mouth.
Yeah,
or, like,
okay.
her eye.
Let me find my character.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like control.
What kind of
Like,
check?
Right up behind this
Dexterity
dude.
check with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. What a roll.
You ram this Morglorp into this.
I roll my finger around. This is really fucked up, but I'm doing it because I'm
Person's
fucked
no.
up.
Really fucked.
and
And I say, look, Blake said you were cool. Come upstairs.
This guy has
And-
like an impression of Blake, which would probably mean that this entire situation is being misread.
Also, he's never met your friend.
He has.
He's
Oh,
me. Your friend, me. He's never met So like, oh great, I come over to break up with this chick and her friends here, and they get me high.
Blake is like whispering to him at this moment, like, I'm really sorry about my friend, dude. He's sometimes really forceful, but only when he's on Morgor.
He says, just like, don't hurt me. And you can see that he's like kind of graying out.
Oh no.
I like the way that you said that. You're just like, don't hurt me. Just like wigging around.
Blake is
Yeah.
just continuing to whisper to him.
His
like, "We're not gonna hurt
arms,
you, dude."
like his arms are kind of doing weird things.
Oh my god. I didn't know his tolerance was this bad. I wouldn't have dated him if it was.
Oh, here, no, I got this. I got this. Take the edge off. I whiff the hemlock under his nose.
And he passes out. He passes out right away. Like, just
Huh.
Can I roll to catch him in my like state
Yes.
dex?
Oh.
It is with disadvantage though.
Absolutely fine. Understandable.
And when he falls over, I go, oh.
Okay, my first is a 16. My second is a 10.
You were able
No.
to just catch him, but you sort of
I've got
land
claws.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just kind of like Edward Scissorhands.
like
they're
he
also,
still
like,
hits.
painted
He
pink.
still hits the floor a little bit, but you think that you lighten his fall.
Hey,
Nice, dude. Roll nice.
hey,
Yeah,
pretty orc man, hey.
And he's just
dude.
Oh.
Okay. There it is. There it
What?
is.
Wait, shut up. Shut up. Why are you yelling that
Um,
name?
That's the spell. You can
Theodis,
fix
make
him.
a perception check.
With disadvantage?
Look, if this guy
wait.
wakes up, I really don't want the kid around.
I'm gonna say
I was
no.
telling.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
16.
Yeah, you snap too. Even with the hemlock, you hear your name and you snap too.
I'm
You're
sweating.
You're definitely sweating.
I didn't even get to know the guy. I thought we were
And
gonna
there's a
gonna
smell-
chat,
You
have a good.
recognize the smell of hemlock on your pillow.
Oh god. Yeah, Blake thinks he's dead and starts crying. And like,
He grunts.
And then
He
you hear
gets it
Blake
real
just.
And Bast is just like, oh, it's a damn shame. That was a sexy elf orc.
do we have a garden?
No.
What's going on down there?
Yeah, you have a small garden in the back, don't you?
Oh my god. Blake like carries him out like fucking soldier carries and starts digging up dirt.
No, no, no. I start dragging
It takes
Blake
some
back
doing.
in the back door.
It takes
The
some
light
doing, but-
of the early day of Sigil,
Light?
begins. Yeah, like the midpoint to peak, I suppose, begins to sort of present itself in the atmosphere.
Nope. I'm staying inside. More glorpers aren't for streets and ladies' ward.
Yeah, you
Did
just
you kill
fucking
that guy?
drag Blake by the feet in and she's like clawing through the dirt back.
I thought we were gonna double sex him.
I was ready. I'm not gonna lie.
And you, as you sort of come in, you notice it's not quite a fog, but a pale, I guess you would say a halo of smog kind of artificially floating its way through the air over the gymnasium,
Oh,
which you can
God.
just see looking sort of down past an alleyway by your house.
Don't give a shit.
Bast and Blake were like, just like,
I'm just like,
You
yeah,
see
nope,
this
back
halo and it's like-
inside. This is not
Nope.
outside times.
okay, cool. Like Blake will back away.
And I pull the dude in. Hey. Slapping him on the face. Hey.
Blake starts clapping his ass like, come
Hey.
on.
And then I go, hey, to Blake.
Why?
Theodis, you see all of this.
Not awake. It's not nice.
Oh, that's fucked up.
What is happening
You're
right
coming
now?
down the stairs as this is. Yeah, you still feel like the room is spinning a little bit. I don't know if you've ever had hemlock before.
No.
But it is a rough hangover.
Yeah. Blake's
What
like,
are
Theodore,
y'all
I
doing?
killed my husband.
Oh,
Gotta fix this.
I'm trying to wake this guy up
What?
so we could get fucked up together.
We've got to get
Are
married
y'all
now.
glorping right now?
You don't know what that means. Get out of here, kid.
I do know what that means. I grew up here in Sigil. I was an adult at one point.
Maybe have done more
Yeah. Blake's like, there's none left
Maybe
for
not.
You are
you.
both.
None left
You're
for
both
you.
glorped out right now.
They seem really glorped out. Like their eyes are all wonky. Kind of
Blake is not
you can see
reacting to what he's
pearlescent like tints of purple in their pupils.
Oh my god.
I rub eyes. I go to the body on the ground and I touch his forehead and I use message and I give him a message and say, "Hey, are you awake?" And he can hear that in his mind.
The
Hey,
unconscious half orc, half elf.
hey, are you awake? He just hears
the,
that rattle through his brain.
the voice in says no. There's a voice that
What are you-
responds no.
You're on the ground right now. What's wrong? Who are you?
And you're poking his forehead, and I'm just laying there on the ground, like next to him, with my cheek on the floor, like face to face with the unconscious guy, and I'm just like slapping his face lightly while you're poking him on the forehead, and I keep like batting away Blake's hand from slapping his butt.
He says,
Blake doesn't know she's doing it.
Malin's son, live in the forest. Home.
Get up.
No.
Wake up.
And
Do
that's it.
And then Bast falls asleep with his hand on the dude's face, staring into the guy's blank eyes.
While you're sleeping, Blake does your nails with like pink nail varnish, including your entire hoofs. Like,
I use shape water. I grab some water from the sink and I just kind of
Bad idea.
drop it over not Bast, but the guy unconscious on the ground.
He starts, it looks like, convulsing. You think that he make a medicine check.
You fucking threw him into shock. You will have been the death of this man, not us.
It's a 10.
You fucking.
You can tell that he's regurgitating. It looks like he's vomiting.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What do you do?
This guy's going full Mia Wallace in our fucking living room.
I open his mouth and I prestidigitate his mouth. I clean up all the fucking throw up he's trying to spew out.
Yeah, so it's sort of like you sort of magically scoop out his mouth, and then there's a little bit more kickback.
Oh god, I prestidigitate my hands on the ground and get this guy out of here.
Blake will put him in a safety position. Like, she knows, like,
Mhm.
she works in 2 bars. Like, she fucking knows this, like, entire situation. She's like, oh god. Like, turns his head to the side.
That. And some fluids come out of his mouth. It looks like opaque yellow and blue tinged fluids kind of
Better out than I always say. Huh.
But yeah, you're easily able to prestidigitate away.
Thanks, kid. Hey, do you want your nails done?
No.
And the shaking stops. Bast is
I think-
asleep. and his hand is kind of there on the floor.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pick up his hand and put it next to him and say we should move this guy.
With its pink
Probably
nose.
not comfy to sleep on the ground.
You're right.
Hmm. Theodis, you can see at Bass' feet your hemlock that you took away. Some of it has been
Most of it.
used.
Most of it.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
there's like one portion of it left.
This makes sense. I guess I really did take that, didn't I?
Make a Constitution saving throw, quick, Sonny.
Oh
Sunny.
shit, okay. Oh my god. It's been a long time since I've had to roll one of these. I'm gonna go so bad. Or not. 17.
17, that's good.
Oh.
Yeah, so you feel sort of a dizziness as everything that you've consumed kind of hits you in place, and the room begins spinning. But you're able to hold yourself.
Yeah.
It almost feels like there's a heavy chain that is being swung around your neck.
Oh, that's cool. Blake, if anything, in response to this, gets more active and more hyper. Like she has the energy
it's
of
like
what I can
a
describe as like
ecstasy, you know.
Right. It's like she has the energy of a Five Nights at Freddy's villain. And she puts Bast in his room. She puts the boyfriend on the couch and throws like a blanket over him and makes sure
Yeah.
that he's in the safety position. And she passes out in the garden.
Yeah, you do. And
Returning to Mother Earth, she murmurs.
what do you do, Theodis? Blake Sunny goes and conks out in the garden. The half-orc whose name you only know as Naylan, or Naylan's son. I guess he's a junior.
Nalen's son, yeah.
You know him as Naylan's son. Is seemingly safe from, I suppose, on the couch, and Bast is passed out on the floor in sort of the main front area, on next to one of your rugs.
Your rugs? Fuck off.
Hey,
The house's rugs.
There you go.
The place came furnished.
Yeah.
I poke him right in the neck. I say, hey.
You poke him in his vampire bite, I believe.
No, not his vampire bites. I just poke him randomly in the neck, like, wake up.
No.
Hey.
What? Why is this happening?
Yeah, you can feel and hear this, and you see a distorted 8-bit version of Theodis.
Explain to me why you are talking to me and touching me.
Are
3, 2, 1, go.
you are fucked up right now, man.
What the fuck did you roll over at him?
You can only sort of lie on your back, though.
Yeah.
If you try and move, it's like you're paralyzed almost.
Yeah. Can I help you? I'm trying to have a good time here, and you're ruining it.
I feel like he's like so fucked up right now. I just rummage through his pockets and I start seeing if I can find the more.
He cannot stop.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you find is a little pouch.
Oh, just you wait, little boy. Just you wait. I'm gonna wake up one of these days.
If you open that pouch, you see the little metallic spherical substance that you picked up in the catacombs.
Oh shit.
And so you reach into his pockets next, and there is the I don't
Maybe
think
he
that
pricks
there's any
himself.
More glorp left. What's the next thing, I suppose, in your pockets?
I suppose he pricks himself with the insta-kill needle.
You probably find the vorpal blade. Yes, this insta-kill needle, but you don't prick yourself.
A shame.
Oh no. I put that
Does
back in his
Bast react to
pocket. I take the bag of Morglor and I throw it in the toilet.
So right now it is mostly, most of it's gone and scraped out from this bag, but you can't throw the bag itself. It still has the smell and residue of the glorp.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And I
smells
take
like-
the rest
Oh.
of the
Be-
hemlock and I also dump it in the toilet.
Be
and
careful,
flush it.
Travis. You don't have Immel here to keep Theodos around anymore.
Yeah.
Be careful what you do.
Oh god,
Yeah.
a good thing- Blake's gonna have to bodyguard Travis, like all these hits. I have that
Oh,
feature, don't make me
no.
use it.
But you are now in possession of the faux quicksilver, or whatever you would call it.
Oh no,
You took
not
it?
this drunk child.
I'm curious about it.
Make an
But
Arcana
I-
check.
Okay. I get a 5.
Yeah, there's nothing that you're able to discern that you haven't already discerned. It's some kind of metallic substance. It looks like it's a hard, I guess you would say almost large marble, but there's a swirling effervescence to it also, almost like sort of glittery, murky water. You think, you've been told previously that it will act as a portal key in so many terms, but like a skeleton key, and that it is important in some capacity. But that's as much as you're able to sort of intuitively reflect on in this instance.
Let me know when I wake up.
I'm gonna start trying to drag Bast into
You can't.
his room.
You can't.
Bast already got put in his bed.
You cannot drag me. I
Oh, no, you
refuse
wouldn't be
to
able to
believe
drag
that you
Bast
have
up
the
the
possibility of doing that.
Oh yeah,
Probably-
his room's upstairs.
You can leave me
right?
downstairs on the floor.
Wait,
If
Blake
you-
already put you in
if
your
do
room.
try
though.
and if you do try and did you help Bast upstairs? I thought you just
Yeah,
helped
and put my boyfriend on the couch.
Oh,
Fine.
okay.
My cat's outside.
Sure. That's
Be
fine.
right back.
That's just not
Which
how I
I could
understood
roll
the
for
situation.
now if you want. But
Ugh, you need to
Um,
keep Theodos away from Bast.
Blake doesn't know that.
Bast is
He's in the
unconscious,
crystal
and
embrace
Blake
of
does
nature.
not know that. This is Theodos's time. This is his character-defining moment. Okay.
Oh god, it is.
I will kill him for the Quicksilver.
You don't know.
I will paint his fingers. Not his fingernails, his fingers.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know people are out to get it. And if he finds out that Theodos took it, that's incriminating.
It's true.
Oh my god. Cool. So, time passes.
I'm back.
Hello.
Cat is smart. I let it out. He meows at window when he wants to come in.
Hmm.
Oh, that is smart.
That is smart.
God bless.
Bless
So,
my
yeah.
smart cat.
Theodos, I guess you would sort of be aware that it's the early hours of what you would normally call the morning. You haven't slept especially peacefully, but you don't think that you're going to get much better rest than you did. If you want to take a short rest, I don't know if that counts or qualifies anything. If you need HP,
We're already at max.
I am gonna take that short rest to get all my spells back.
Oh.
cool.
I still feel like shit, anyways.
Yeah, it's not a very restful short rest, but mechanically it will function as such.
But I use shape water, and I take a bubble of water and I sip on it.
Yeah, it feels better. Sort of, you can tell this is what you need right now. You need to eat something, you need water. You've got to get your body back in shape. You can't imagine what the effects are going to be on your party members having combined the hemlock with Morglorp, because you are in a sorry state. You really feel like just a kind of leadenness emotionally, I think.
Yeah.
And the dream that you had was very haunting and visceral. You could almost, feel as this robed figure sort of pushes its sharp blade toward you, and it begin to pierce your skin. And there's a little trickle or echo of that as you sort of look around your parlor kitchen area.
feels like he still stabbed me. I feel the spot where he would have stabbed me. But I know that danger's not around me right now, so it's easy for me to relax. And at this point, I have such a bad hangover that I don't want to do basically anything but relax and drink water.
Cool.
So that's what I do.
And do you do anything else? A couple hours pass.
I'm starting to feel better, just from me staying hydrated and getting a snack, getting some biscuits from the kitchen. So I take out this book that I took a while back.
Yeah. It's called Astral Journeys, and I believe it tells the story of a plane-hopping adventurer whose party finds itself kind of floating through the astral field. After studying it for about 2 hours, you unlock the spell Banishment.
Sweet.
Which you can add to your spell list. You believe that there are other spells unlocked within this text, but you would need to study it for longer. And after having studied the text for multiple hours, we'll say that the other members of the party begin to groggily wake up and come to.
I'd say the next thing Theodos hears is some loud banging upstairs, some heavy stomping of hooves on the staircase, the front
What's your
door,
passive perception, Bast?
the front door opening, and the front door slamming shut. It's 14.
Ooh. 14?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk out the door, you are able to tell that your little pouch is missing.
And your hooves are painted hot pink.
Your hooves are painted hot pink. And worse than a hangover, you feel a kind of debilitating sickness that's sort of like rushing over you, and your speed is reduced by 10 ad minimum. And I'm gonna say that you have disadvantage on constitution checks and saving throws for some time.
I am fully aware of this voice in my head. That's why I'm going to the wine store across the street, which I do. I go across the street and I buy a bottle of wine.
You do. You spend a couple of silver.
I uncork it with my horn, and I start drinking it as I walk back home.
You notice a little brown finch flutter in the air in the street as you make your way back.
I will try and
down
shoot
Turtle
it
Lane.
with a firebolt.
Make an attack roll.
No, I missed. And I walk back home.
The bird flutters away.
I slam the door open. The bottle.
Blakes and Sunny, when you come to, you notice also a little brown finch jumping around in the air in front of you, poking its seed in the ground.
She's upside down in a tree at this point, like very active sleeper, and she'll look at it like.
You notice it, how do you say, pecking through the wood and pulling up a little worm.
Speak to animals and just like, hello, little friend.
Oh, good morning.
It's a lovely day, isn't it?
You seem a little out of sorts.
I'm feeling better than I've ever felt in my life. Would you like some seeds?
Yes, seeds would be very good.
Stand clear. And Blake is kind of fall from her position and go to the kitchen to try and get some seeds.
Would you like some steeds? Stand clear.
Yeah, the bird gives you space.
Cool. That's good. She'll get up groggily. I'm assuming I have the same ability as Bast. And just kind of drag myself to the kitchen and get all the seeds I can find, which is not a small amount considering like you know, like, and she'll just like fucking like give it like a fistful.
And I'm
When you
Have you
come
seen-
back out
Yeah.
from the inside of the building, what you find in your garden is not a bird, but what appears to be an old man in wide-fitting robes with white gloves on. They're green, forest green robes. He has a long Fu Manchu mustache and a little hat. And
She just gives him the seeds. Like,
and he takes the seeds. He's like, "Yes, I would like some seeds very much."
I like your vibes, dude. Do you want to come in?
That would be wonderful, please.
Wait,
you know,
Blake's gonna like study him immediately, eyes wide.
you invited someone into
Vampire?
your house and
Yeah.
then study them. What kind of
Like an
vampire hunter are
I forget
you?
how lucky she is. She also dropped out of Vampire Hunter parenting.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed
Insight
to look for
check.
fangs before I invite people inside.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, hold open your mouth. Two. Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
He shows you he has no vampire teeth, and he lets loose a smile. You're not sure where you recognize him from, but his air is of beneficence. He seems like he has a very positive aura about him.
Cool.
He smiles wide.
Do you have anything that can fix a hangover? And she'll like let him in and start making him like a tea.
I'm
He says,
standing.
"Oh, here," and he goes to your teapot and he pours in a little vial. You can see it's like a potion, but it looks like just it's blue water, but it's very blue, almost like it's been dyed in some
Oh
like a
god.
deeper shade of blue. And he pours it into your teapot and he says, "This will cure any hangover."
You're... I'd say you're a wizard, but that explains itself. Wonderful. And she'll divvy it up among the house and
You-
our sleeping boyfriend.
You
So, like,
you find
everyone-
Bast standing over the couch where your boyfriend is sleeping. He's staring down at the man.
And this is the point where Nayland wakes up and he says, "Hello."
Hello. Empty your
I know.
pockets. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're in my house. Empty your pockets.
Oh my
And he
god.
he empties his pockets. He's got a pouch with we'll say 40 gold on him. He has a couple of drawings. A couple of drawings. One of them appears to be of Blake. One of them appears to be like a landscape scene of a
No.
local park.
No.
He also he doesn't have anything else of note on him. He has a notebook. You can see that he has like a bag on him with drawing supplies and a painter's kit, various sort of scrapers, stuff like that.
I don't care about any of this stupid shit. It's not mine.
You just throw the drawing of
No,
Blake.
I'm having him empty his pockets. I'm just looking at all this stuff, just shaking my head, sipping from my glass, and then sipping from the bottle, shaking my
Yeah.
head at him. Seeing he doesn't have what I'm looking for, I just leave him on the couch, and I run into Blake. Ah.
You can see this elderly gentleman
More-
there with like in the teapot.
More strangers in my house.
You have a pretty bad hangover, and
Ugh.
Blake, when you drink this elixir, you are instantly sort of relieved
Ugh.
of your hangover.
What are you so chipper about?
Blake will like immediately like give Blast his cup of it and just be like, just down it, just down it.
I pour it into my wine glass, and then I down it. Oh, come on. It's still the same shit.
It is still the same shit, but I'm going to say that you add it into wine, and it gets rid of your Morglorp thing, and you fall into a frenzy, like of overwhelming joy, comes over you. And you feel like celebrating. Your sort of satyr instinct sort of clicks on, and you hear pan flutes playing in your head, and you're sort of wondering, hey, where's the party?
Hey, where's the party? And I start doing a little jig, and also, where's my shit? Blake, empty your pockets.
Oh, fuck. Sure, dude. And Blake will, like, just give Bast everything.
Oh,
Which
sorry
is,
about
like,
that. I knew
know,
you wouldn't do
very
me dirty like that. And I dance into the
Come on, yeah.
kitchen. And I come up to Theodis. What you doing? Reading? Nerd. Slam his book shut. Empty your pockets.
I'm not there. I'm still in my room.
I come into your room and
This
do
is
that.
upstairs.
But
You
I
hear me?
will start
You hear me
coming
like Bender
down.
dancing up the stairs. Boom, chicka 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 boom.
And Wei Min says, I actually have this little music box here. And he begins.
Yeah, but yeah, I come in. Hey, what you doing reading for? And I slam his book shut. Empty your pockets.
Your new cat.
What
I'm
do you
just
do,
like-
Theodis?
I'm just like, you asshole. I was like reading. And I was like, you're in a good mood now. What happened? You
Well,
were
I don't know about
fucked up.
that, but this is what I'm doing. Empty your pockets. And I start jigging around.
I actually don't.
Yeah, there's a
have it in my
weird
pockets.
incongruence.
It's over on. I got kind of dizzy from touching it, so I kept it on my nightstand. It's right next to me, but I emptied my pockets, so I got gold. And
Hey! Oh, there it is. And I saunter over to the pouch and I pick it up and I look inside and I see everything still there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey! Put it on my belt and start dancing over towards Theodis.
you're dancing really close to me. What's going on?
I pick him up
Uh,
and I start dancing over to the window
oh,
on the second floor.
No, you put me down.
Blake's gonna have to stop me or else I will do this.
Blake will
Blake, you
absolutely
are
cry.
currently being engaged in conversation by your house guest, who says,
Or Theodis will have to defend himself. I'm about to throw him out a window.
Theodis, do you
uh,
scream or anything?
If you scream,
what do you
Blake
do?
will come because Blake...
Command,
You've
command,
done the
drop.
wrong thing.
Okay. Is that a wisdom saving throw?
Make your save.
That is a
So just as I
Wisdom saving
get
throw,
just as I get to the window and like I swing you back, but I drop you on the backswing, so you go like flying back into the room. What the? Hey! All right.
Yeah, you're
target
able
drops
to-
whatever it's holding
Yeah.
and then ends its turn.
Yeah.
Yep, and so you're able to scurry away.
Fucking,
Hey! You touched my stuff. I thought we talked about that.
I don't remember talking about it.
I don't either, but I'm gonna assume we did.
Alright, buddy. I'm gonna go back downstairs.
Where you
Read
going?
In a different place.
Your house guest, Blake, says, "What's that all about?"
I should probably check on them. So, they like to rough and tumble, but we have an unspoken rule. If the kid ever starts screaming, that's when I stop Bast. Until then, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The moral
Okay.
ramifications of it, I try not to think about.
I go downstairs. I go see if that one guy is still here.
Blake is making breakfast. for
Nayland?
everybody.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Nayland is kind of up on the couch, and he looks over and he says, "Blake, like,
Malin.
what? Did I? What?
I'm
Did I
sorry,
break up
dude.
with you?"
You were glorped out of your mind,
I
buddy.
think-
It's up to you to rewrite history, Blake.
Yeah, Blake's memory does not like recall being broken up with, but she kind of
Make-
just assumes this is the
Make an
shit that
insight
happened.
check. Make an insight
Oh,
check.
God.
And I come dancing downstairs and I go, "Hey, the cute elf orc is still here."
15.
You are able to tell just from the tone of his voice that he has broken up with you. And it is less of a question and more of like a de-escalation tactic.
Okay. Well, that's true. Well, Blake has like 8 boyfriends, so she'll just be like, "Yeah, you did. You want some steak? I'm cooking breakfast."
That sounds great. And the
Why did I
wizard
leave you?
goes over, and yeah, he hands him his elixir of vitality, And
Yeah.
that is the next question. Like, why did I leave you?
Ah,
I start
pretty
coming
high when you got here.
downstairs.
things were
Oh.
intense. I don't remember anything as much as I remember just emotion.
Hey, buddy.
And,
You don't remember last night? I
You were
walk into the
kinda
kitchen with you.
blurred out.
yeah. You got like a dressing gown on, like Hugh Hefner. The fucking best.
Oh yeah, we had a great time last night, Blake. We
What?
were partying, dancing, crying.
sounds like
We
me.
cried a little bit, and
Oh, that
then
does sound like me.
then there was a knock on the door. All I remember after that is sexy orc.
Yeah.
Everybody was on the ground when I came here. Y'all were all glorped out of your mind. This dude was throwing up.
Yeah, you ought to watch. You don't want to. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. I drink some more. I'm like, oh man. I didn't wake up with my pants off, so that's something you didn't have to see.
Your house guest Wei Min says, I couldn't help but notice.
Who the
when I
hell are
came
you?
Through Fortune's Wheel, I'm just a humble follower of the way, of wizard and shaman.
Well, what point in the
Like,
night did you
he's a
show
friend,
up?
He's a friend.
Well, yeah,
Why did-
but I just don't
When did you
remember.
get
I just
here?
don't remember you.
Oh.
When did you show up?
You may
Yeah.
recognize me from my very notable shop where I sell this elixir of life, and he shows you this potion that he gave you.
Blake, you
Um,
invited in a door-to-door salesman to our house.
Blake, is this another boyfriend
I
of
also
yours?
gave
'Cause he's
him
kind
seed.
of old.
And he
not
says,
a boy.
but I was surprised to see that you have captured the attention of Shemeshka the Marauder, and wonder what could possibly be the reason.
Look.
You must forgive my my rudeness, but
Blake's
I
demeanor
am-
changes at that word.
Look,
Like, Shemeshka.
I'm just,
we have no quarrel with the king of the cross trade, all right?
Do you not?
I don't. We've been fucked around and dicked into her line of sight, it would seem. I think it's this one's fault. And I point at Theodos.
And
But while she may have some heavy-handed lackeys who have no sense of comedic timing or whatever, I don't know. I don't even know what her friend's problem is. I just know my problem isn't really with her.
I see. Well,
We-
I'm not sure if you'll be able to repair your relationship with that.
Oh, what do you? Okay, you obviously know quite a bit. Elaborate, please. Repair what? What was it we did that needs to repair? You quite obviously know quite a bit about this.
Well, if you could tell me what happened,
I
might
don't
be
need
able
to. You
provide
already know.
insight.
You've implied. So what do we need to repair?
I don't know. If I knew, why would I be here asking?
If you knew, why wouldn't you have? You implied that there's something to be repaired. That means you know
I
something's
just
broken.
know the nature of when Shemeshka's eye falls on somebody, it is not a light thing.
How do you know that? How do you know that Shemeshka's eye has fallen on us? This is an interrogation, sir.
And he says,
Because that is
Because-
suspicious.
I live in the helm of Fortune's Wheel, where Shemeshka does hold her audiences in Sigil. And though we are not directly related, what business passes through there is my business.
So you
For it
work-
is
Counter to her.
I work the counter in the same building as her.
A nice turn of phrase. I don't think you would be meeting us so... Like, she doesn't know you're here. You don't work directly with her.
No,
And
we're
you're
not
coming...
associated in that
You're coming to
capacity.
talk to us, who you believe to be running against whatever she wants.
I don't know if you're against her, but I know that the nature of her attention Well, it doesn't always fare well for adventurers, and I may be able to offer my assistance. I come as a friend.
What do you get?
Well, that's to be discovered, I suppose.
Why?
That is, I have a intuition, a curiosity that takes me places that has never failed me yet.
I don't like that as a reason. It sounds suspicious as fuck, and sounds like you're hiding a lot from us, and I'm tired of people hiding things from us when they come to us with information.
Just make an insight check if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm gonna make one too.
I refuse to believe that, like, anyone who approaches us, like, talking about something that we've been dealing with, doesn't have some form of ulterior motive going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a 14.
You're not able to detect any duplicity. You think that they probably do want something from you, but
Obviously.
it doesn't seem like they have a clear conception of what it is. And you think that although they are a magic user and they may have some individual profit motivation, at the present instance, it seems as if they really do think that they could help you, and there's some authentic concern.
Let's jump forward a little bit. Let's say you help us. It goes well. Where are you at the end of it?
All good deeds come back around to those who engage in them, and I get the feeling that anything that Shemeshka's after must be incredibly valuable, and whatever profits come to me will be my repayment for my good deed.
Yeah, it's not an answer. Still don't like it. What can you do for us?
I have many connections in the city. I have stores of magical potions and elixirs. I can provide aid and accompaniment in certain instances where it is possible. The right incentive, I suppose. More than that, I'm a store of knowledge of the histories and secrets of the city, which are told through the gossip of Fortune's wheel at the very heart of various curious and obscure enterprises of criminal nature or related to harmonium.
Okay. Leave your
What?
card. You still haven't told me why you're here. So leave your card, and I guess we'll be in touch when one of us decides we have a reason to talk to one another.
Well, if you
He
want to hang
says-
out, we had some seats.
If
We
you're
have
in
more.
he the whole time he's been munching on these
Look,
seeds.
I'm just trying to work around this tiny talk. I want you to tell me why you're here and what your plan
provides
is.
you with a small silver whistle and says, if you are in need of assistance or advice, just blow this whistle and I'll find my way.
And then what? After we get our assistance or advice.
Like I said, if all goes to plan, my
Plan?
being there will pay itself off in the circumstances.
Yeah. Is it just me? Or does that sound whack as fuck? Like, honestly, Blake, does that not
And
sound
he-
like suspicious as shit? Like,
And he takes a small nod and begins an incantation and then is teleported away.
it sounds like, hey, blow this whistle for free debt. Free debt
Yeah.
when you blow this whistle is what that sounded like to me. I've dealt with con men before. They don't like telling you what the price is because they want that price to be up in the air and decided later when they really know what they want. It's shady shit.
It is shady shit.
That
However,
silver whistle
Blake
is
not-
still there on the table, the dining room.
Blake is not aware
I'll
of
give
her
it-
own mortality.
I'll give. I don't want it. I'm not gonna be in that person's debt. Thetis, you seem stupid enough to blow it. You can have it.
Thanks. Nereus' son, do you have a reason for being here still?
Hey,
Um,
don't be rude to our
Nayland-
guest.
Nayland says, "Well, I suppose that I've come here to break up with Blake Sonny, and
Oh, so you're single?
It's a good breakfast." And he
Yeah, dude, don't be a stranger though. My friend
He
Bass,
says,
likes her.
yeah, I guess that I am single, but I probably need to take a little bit of time to work on myself
Yeah,
before I
yeah.
get back into anything.
Yeah, I'll be
Oh, get
I'll
over
be here
yourself,
I'll be
dude.
here most nights. Let me know when you get yourself all figured out.
He says, well, if you, yeah, I guess if you find yourself in the forest,
Forest?
you know that is the district to the north of the gymnasium district. He says that that he sometimes goes for
No,
drinks
but
at the Green Leaf.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking you out. If you know where I live.
Yeah.
He leaves.
Okay.
Eh,
I think people are really starting to get their eyes on us. I think we're making a lead towards Quicksilver right now. I know we've got some kind of form of it, and it's kept in somebody's pockets. I think that's starting to wrestle some people.
Blake is gonna just like
Somebody.
flat down the breakfast platter and just be like, sure, dude, whatever. What are we doing today?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Why don't we go fight people?
What? I don't know. What do you want to do? Turn to Blake.
That's so rude. We could find that dude who kicked our ass and see if we can get
The
people on
vampire?
side to kick his ass. No, the other. We could kill the vampire.
What
Maybe
dude?
not.
What dude who kicked our ass?
Monk, you know?
Hmm.
He almost killed you for like a minute.
Oh, you just know the story. You weren't there for that.
I was there for that. No, that's not Shemeshka. It's the other one who killed Bass.
No, you weren't there for that. I promise.
The monk.
Yeah. That was
Montello.
when Bass. Oh, you're talking about Montello. I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, if I was talking about Bass'
You-
backstory.
Oh,
There was
no.
a different. There was a different monk that kicked Bast's ass.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's too close.
Thank you.
That sounds too close to work. Going back down below, looking for Montanello.
Shopping.
Look,
Let's go shopping.
yeah, I didn't get my ass kicked by another guy. I was.
You're a follower of Ptah.
And a voice in my head. I'll remember things how I feel like it. A man,
you don't have
a
to.
man set me up
say it.
with a hotel room after I, had a couple of drinks. He set me up with a hotel room, and he told me some nice things that I should watch out. Should probably have listened to that guy a little bit more. I don't really remember anything he said. I just was glad he didn't take my stuff. He didn't take
Blake
He didn't
looks
take
at
the
Theodis.
Quicksilver. He could have taken the Quicksilver, but he didn't.
Blake looks at Theodis as Bass goes off like this and is like, don't do more glory. Not even once.
I've had my
Oh,
time.
you also have your speed reduced by 10 and disadvantage on con checks and saving throws.
I thought he fixed that.
Blake's. Oh God, you're right.
We're over that.
That is no longer a thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. We had magical
I-
salesman.
You did have a
Good
magical
choice.
salesman, and he did cure your hangover. Say what you will about
He
him.
did. We
Oh
got
no,
free
yeah,
things
no,
from him.
he can seem like a fucking anyone can be nice and do nice things and still be trying to fucking swindle you. That's like the best
Right? Like,
version
my
of
boss
it.
throws pizza parties.
No, I don't feel like searching out Montello. That sounds like work. Honestly,
Magic shopping.
What? The vampires brought us to their house?
No,
Yeah.
you took a cab, I think.
Yeah, we didn't go to their house on purpose.
The vampires brought you there after
Yeah.
you left the Great Mortuary.
What did they want from us again, Blake?
They wanted ammo.
Oh, okay.
And then take me
Okay.
hostage.
All right. I don't know where Emil is. We don't have to worry about those guys. I don't feel like going underground searching for Montello. We've got a house. We've got money. You ever been
You
to the
did-
You
how
ever
did
been to
you
the
get all
Sensorium?
that?
No.
You've never been to the Sensorium.
No. Is that like a mall?
Is it like
Um,
a mall?
it's definitely an experience.
It's yeah, the sensorium in the Civic Fest Hall. It's a library of experiences.
Oh. Ah. That sounds neat.
You ever fallen off of a volcano into the fiery molten magma below? You could try it out.
Tried. You wouldn't let me.
You could try it out if you wanted to. Yeah, you could fly a dragon, breathe beer. If someone's done it and they've recorded it and put it there, you can do it. Pretty cool.
Let's go there, but first, we should get some items. I want to get a new weapon, and you need new swords.
I need shiny swords.
And we can get something nice for Theodos. You like shoes?
I like ice cream.
We can.
Yeah, we can get ice cream.
Okay, yeah. We'll get you ice cream. I'm fine with that. Compared to
Cool.
that 100 gold magic items.
Right.
It's a date. And, we'll, I guess, finish our breakfast and just go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Let's
you have any shops in mind on the map?
let's walk.
Your
Yeah.
closest shop is a little antiquities place to the west. Trivum's Antiquities. They sell magical items. But mostly portal keys. And there are a few others in and around. There's a stone and cog shop. What are you looking for?
We're looking for magic
Swords.
weapons.
Let me see. I don't see anything immediately close by. Maybe to
Okay,
the south.
we walk to the Great Bazaar where you can find anything that is sold in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you pass by the antiquity shop on your way to the Great Bazaar.
Oh yeah,
And
the
you can
Tivum's
see-
Antiquities is like on the edge of the every
Yeah.
shop in
Yeah,
Sigil.
Yeah. And there are all sorts of tents and sort of random buildings that have been erected spontaneously. They call them temp buildings because they are condensed into a bead and someone puts them down and there's a
Oh.
little shop front.
I'll take
Um,
us to the Severed Head Weapons and Armor Shop.
Sure.
Ooh.
Let me see. Where?
Page 86 of In the Cage.
There we go. M12. Yeah, so you go to this. You pass through the Great Bazaar and past the Red Lion Inn, which stands sort of massively in its own space. It looks like a really evil carnival building, I suppose. And you can see eruptions of fire as you pass by, and you hear someone sort of shouting about alcohol sales and drink specials as you pass through and make your way to the Severed Head Weapons and Armor Shop. And above the door, as you walk in, you can see what looks like a dangling suit of armor without its head, and various weapons and plates of magical and non-magical nature sort of scattered around on the wall. Some
I'm looking. I step into the shop and I say, "Yo!"
and there's an orc man behind the counter, and he says,
Oh, God.
"Hello, yes."
I've heard you sell Batorian green steel here.
Batori Steel? Sure.
Yeah. I'd like 2 Batorian green steel longswords.
Just give me 1 second.
I'm just looking at in the cage, and on page 97 there's a little bit about Batorian green steel, and it says that the weapons and armor sold at the severed head are made from green steel imported from the wastelands of Avernus in the plain of Bator. Hell. The metal is lighter than normal steel and can be processed into razor-fine edges, making Batorian weapons easier to carry and more damaging than their standard counterparts. And then it has a little table applied to it, but that's for like 2nd edition stats.
Right. I'm just looking for that. It's 96, you say?
90. Well, there isn't. I don't think there's not a description of the shop. It's just the name. And then on page 97, where it says the dark Batorian green steel, it says that they sell it here.
Mm-hmm.
But something I found out about this online map of Sigil.
It says that there's a reference to it on page 80 something.
Yes,
and
but
I couldn't find it.
But it's only so if you look at the star ratings on 1 means that there is very little information, like almost nothing. In the book, just a mention of the name and a location. I think it might just mention like just this place is in the Great Bazaar somewhere on that page, but I think the most information is on 97 under the dark.
Oh, got it.
And I don't know if this, I mean, it's up to you, since we're going to be homebrewing it anyway, but this Batorian green steel, whether it's magical or not.
I would say that it is magical by nature. It is infernal. And that it gives you, well, he tells you that the price is 300 gold a piece.
Right. Sounds reasonable. Any way we can make it a little bit more reasonable? And I'll try and haggle with him a bit.
He
How about this? How about this? I've got look. No. I'm not trying to just get free money out of you. How about this? And I show him I have it marked down as a potion of fire breath, but I think it was some kind of drug you gave me.
It was a potion of fire breath, actually.
How much could you knock off if I throw this in? And my 2 old long swords. They're in good shape.
He says, "Oh, well, those are standard ray long swords, but the potion is more valuable to me. I could do it for 125 gold, including that.
Each or total?
Total.
Oh, yeah.
No, each. No, each.
Okay, yeah. That's also reasonable. Yeah, here. Please.
That's 250.
Yes, take the potion, and I will gladly buy your weapons. Glad we could do good business, sir.
That is good business for both of us.
I don't like making a habit of swindling men that I plan on seeing in the future.
Well, you're welcome anytime.
Blake, that wasn't even. Jesus Christ.
Blake is like cackling in the corner like so fucking what do I have to roll to see what kind of weapons and stuff are about?
What do you want?
No, you can pretty much assume that if you're looking for it, it might be here. What are you looking for?
I was gonna look for like another cool two-handed weapon or something some magical item I could use while being unarmored.
Are these plus
so, like,
one?
A necklet.
Yes.
Okay.
They're plus 1, and they give you a 1d4 of necrotic damage on a hit.
Oh, there's that sweet homebrewed Derek juice.
I love to see it. I missed it so much.
Sorry.
It's been so long. Cool. Cool. So I didn't actually have anything in mind other than like, I guess necklaces and stuff. Oh. Anything that helps with will saves.
It's a weapon shop. It's a weapon shop.
Yeah, I don't have anything in mind, so I might as well like not stress the point. Are there any like cool two-handed weapons?
There is a two-handed sword that you can see that is lit alight.
Oh shit.
You are also able to see something that sort of looks like a radiant sword. And there's a sword made out of this same green metal as your companion Bats just recently bought. It looks like there are various silver swords, like silver great swords. But that's kind of the main array that's
Okay.
sort of immediately on display that you can see.
Hey dude, how much for the radiant sword?
He tells you that it is that it's an artifact of some value, and that
Oh.
he should not sell it for more than 600 or for less than 600.
Oh, tell me more about it. If it's valuable.
He tells you that it was the possession of an obscure saint, Saint Ethera of Ravenloft, and that despite in the years of the comeuppance of the vampire lord Strahd, this sword was part of a last-ditch effort by followers of the Morning Lord to defend themselves from the encroaching invasion, for lack of a better term. And that even though the invasion of Strahd was successful, the relic still remains.
See, I, the player, want the cool radiant weapon, but Blake would hate it because it's done by vampire hunters.
It is true.
And it has like a weird... She would buy it just to break it in half.
Damn,
Which
that's,
I'm actually very tempted
that's
to
an
do.
expensive spite break.
It is an...
True.
Well, she would wait until she's in
And
front of her
you
parents or something.
feel like you would need another magical item to break this one.
Blake does not fucking think that.
You already have
She
the
has-
Mace of Wounding, though.
It's true, but she is not, like... She believes that she is the strongest. Like, she'll fucking do it. But she's like... She turns her back on it, like... It's a little pricey, a little bit much for me. Maybe next time, dude.
Not to worry.
And, no purchases. Unless it's... actually, no. Fuck it. Cool. Is that everybody?
Yeah, I suppose.
Thetis has no desire to buy a weapon. He more
One
so
more
wants to
book?
go to Sid's books or Dit's books across the way.
Aww.
Let me just see. I'll pull up my map.
It's over on Copperman Way. M25. Dit's books.
Copperman Way. DITS?
Yep.
Oh, I see. It's a little bit further to the west. Let me just, Yeah, so when you make it out of the Severed Head weapons and armor, you can hear the sounds of an uproarious battle coming from the Red Lion Inn, and out in front of sort of the open space, you can see someone who is shooting by on what looks like you would call it sort of a small armored chariot, who they're all dressed with a sort of covering on their face and body, very protruding spikes from it, and they sort of run through one similarly dressed person, and then they cut off the head of another person in this brawl that is taking place some ways away from you near this tavern as you come out
Jeez.
onto Revel Road. And the head rolls onto the floor. And you can hear someone say, "Another one in the dead book."
Jesus.
That's a stupid name.
Alright.
Blake is not talking to them. She just overhears it and it's like, what a name.
Mhm.
I'd rather not get involved with these peoples. I wanna
Yeah,
go
you
to
can
the
keep a wide
bookstore.
berth if you want. You go west in Revel Road. You see a loan shop, and there's what appears to be a drow woman outside of it in tears, just ambiently crying. And you can continue north past Risvold Street, past the Cafe Leonin, north past Garrett's Jewel Craft, continuing on to this bookshop.
Books.
And you
Come on, guys.
are
Look at all the books.
you're able to make it inside, and
Nope.
in
I'll get
front
some
of
books.
there's a little bar counter area about 40 feet away from the door where what looks like a female Asimar reads a dusty tome on a stand. There's a little register next to her, and the room is just filled to the rafters with books. They make up all of the walls. They run along the staircase, and you can see that there's a second story with very large shelves. The first floor is mostly sort of wide out and spacious. Although there are books along the walls, there are also multiple tables where various denizens of the cities read.
Yeah, this is a nerd house. I'm gonna wait outside. I say really loudly after we step inside.
I go to the ASMR and I ask her, "What are you reading?"
And
Did you just
she
call an
says-
ASMR an ASMR?
ASMR.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
She says, I'm reading a little account on theories of the origins of Sigil. Fascinating stuff. Questions about where the land might have come from, and the different phases that the city itself has been involved in. Only 200 years ago, the city of Sigil wasn't encased in a donut shape as it is now, but made an archway that spanned all the way down to the ground of the outlands. It was a more egalitarian time.
That's an interesting lead. It'd probably spark a lot of questions regarding the city and its origins, I can imagine.
Mm.
This place is quite the donut, isn't it?
It is. It's like a circle and a circle and a circle, and every time you think that you've reached the core, there's another concentric circle inside of it. It's a fascinating place.
Have you ever seen this book? And I show her Astral Journeys.
And she says, not in many years. This is very valuable. How did you come into this book?
I don't remember how I came into this book, actually. How did I get this book?
I believe you found it in the catacombs.
We got it from Montanello's place.
Oh, yes,
yeah. Montello.
I found it among some catacombs. A stranger lent it to me.
And she says they must have been very powerful. It is told that the scribe who wrote this book actually invented a number of spells. They were one of the earlier designers of the banishment spell, but they also made some way to secretly keep their magic items protected. And, well, there were others, but it's a very obscure book. It's said to be quite entertaining, actually. The adventures told in its stories are truly one of a kind, and is said that they're written into the sort of the metaphysical history of some of the outer planes, including the astral plane.
I've yet to finish reading this book, but as soon as I do, I'll make sure to check it in with you guys. Maybe trade it in for another one that you own.
We would be happy to facilitate a trade, and could compensate you generously for a piece of such value.
I think knowledge is best given. I believe knowledge is more valuable than gold itself. So I think a good book trade.
Nerds.
Outside,
Nerds.
Bast, you happen to run into the Slod who sold you the Quicksilver outside of the Bones of the Night.
The Quicksilver?
I mean, not the Quicksilver, the Morglorp.
Morglorp.
Oh, hey, what? Hi. What up?
And he says, "Oh, didn't expect to run into you. Hey there. How was it?
That was what?
Do you want any more?"
Yeah.
He tells you that it's 10 gold for this, but that it's a cut above.
You don't have to upsell me. I give him the 10 gold.
He gives you the Morglorp. And croaks his way away. I can't find my reference page for Astral Journeys. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. I had another question for her. I was looking to see if I can find a book of greater demons. I want to know more about these greater demons.
She says yes. It is in the restricted section, but given your rapport, she would pull it out and she would sell you
The rapport he's
this book
garnered over
for-
5 minutes?
Yeah. Sometimes you just have chemistry. She tells you that she can lend it to you for 10 gold 10 day, or she can sell it to you for 50 gold.
I'll give her 60 gold. And I say knowledge has no price.
And she nods with a smile and says, "We will remember your kindness."
And I will remember these books.
Here we go.
Thank you.
She says that it's Liamon's secret chest. She remembers as being the other spell encased, and that it also was rumored to magically imbue people who finished its contents with a sense of heightened perception of things physical and metaphysical.
This isn't Bast, but earlier you implied that the author of that book was the author of the banishment spell.
Was a yes.
What? So
Yes.
so that's Liamon's book.
Maybe.
I mean, if he made Liamon's chest, that would mean he's Liamond.
Yeah.
People
That's
don't name spells after other wizards.
It's true.
I would-
It's true. It would be Liamon.
And so yeah, if that means anything to Theodos, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
like-
don't think Thetis knows too much about who Liamin is.
Yeah, but
we'll
I think
definitely
for
find
any
out.
spellcaster who knows a spell with a name attached to it, Tasha's hideous laughter, Morden Kanan's faithful hound, Liamon's tiny chest, like even if no one knows who they like anything about them, you're like, whoa, that's a wizard's name that I know.
Yeah, it would probably give them like a good insight of how that spell came to be.
And just like the
Through
fact
these
that you're
books.
walking around with like a book written by a Liamond himself would probably, I would think, astonish like first edition book nerds and stuff like that.
That's probably why she thought so highly of this
Yeah.
book whenever she first saw it.
I wish I was playing Muad'Dib and I could have nice conversations with
know.
you about it. But I'm not playing
Yeah.
Muad'Dib. I'm playing Bast, and I hate you.
I am gonna give her
Muad'Dib would
60
be
Chronicle
having a
of the
little
Tile
boner.
Contract.
I'm gonna give her 60 gold. Or remove that from me real quick.
Cool.
She
Be right back.
generously
Blake?
accepts.
Also wants to do something in the bookshop, actually.
Mhm.
After a while of like going, standing outside, she actually, with Bast kind of being like, nerds, she's actually like, oh, wait, I need to, and she goes in and starts looking for anything done by Lestrade himself, like book-wise,
By Strahd?
by Strahd. It's probably likely that it's some literature made by vampires, and she feels like
There-
she should check it out.
There are two books about Strahd, the bestsellers. The first one is the autobiography, or the diary, the collected diaries of Strahd von Zarovich. And then there is a biography called Strahd von Zarovich, A Life, which is written...
Appropriate name.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second. The name of the author is Kakira Blackfoot.
Okay.
Kakita.
Well, Blake's looking for literature that's made by vampires, just like out of interest. So like, she'll probably go for the Strahd's Diary.
Mm-hmm.
Tome of
just buy
Strahd?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's
Or
it's a
Istrahd.
popular piece.
Istrahd.
It only costs 5 gold.
That's
Istrahd would probably be the closest thing in real life to.
Istrahd, very cool. I
It
love
is
that.
it's a real book that you could really read.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, Blake's gonna like go up being a Striga, which is like incredibly conspicuous, and just buy it from the counter. Like,
Yeah, she sells it to you.
beautiful. Peace. And just head on out.
You nerds done nerding it up.
I'll be back for
I'm just
more.
getting started, baby. Ask me a math question.
What's 2?
Fuck.
It's a number.
Fuck the
Oh,
number.
fuck! Show me the mathematical proof that 1 + 1 is in fact 2.
Blake's eyes widen and she struggles to change the subject.
I
Alright.
roll my eyes. I open my book of greater demons and just start putting my head in it. But walking
Cool.
along beside you guys.
And I'm not like you usually whenever you're like looking on your phone and you're walking along with someone, you're relying like on that person remaining in your periphery.
Yeah.
I am no help. I'm just like walking fast and through crowds and make it as difficult for you to actually read your book as possible.
I stand by Blake.
Blake is even stealthier and like kind of gets in on the joke after like a little bit of time and is like, oh.
I'm eventually lost.
Yes, finally.
Son of a bitch, where do they go?
You look over and we're in like a nearby cafe, like already haven't been there for like a while.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
find,
So we are just. I'm gonna say we're slowly working our way over to the fest hall, the civic fest hall.
Oh, okay.
Which is where the sensorium is located.
Clerk's
I
Ward.
see you guys.
We can actually. Yeah, no. Yeah, we're looping back. So we had to like leave our apartment and walk Spireward, I think, to the market ward. I look one direction and I see the hive, and I look the other direction and I'm like, it's the same distance either way. I'd rather not walk through the hive, and we'll go
Yeah,
back through the guild hall ward to the clerk's
that
ward.
makes sense. It's a little bit safer that way, and you can pass by your house. You see a flock of ravens flutter overhead as you pass by the gymnasium and continue your way east. But you're able to make it to the great civic fest hall without incident.
You know, Crone is really fucking annoying. She could just talk to us. I say this to Blake. Instead of watching us with her crows all day. She has something to say, she could fucking say it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, dude, I've been
Yeah,
saying this for like a
birds
day.
don't live in Sigil. So, birds are suspicious.
You're right that there aren't
These are hardcore.
especially that many birds, and often they have either been brought here artificially,
Exactly.
or they are polymorphed
Yeah.
creatures.
At least to Bath's knowledge, all wildlife is like there is no native wildlife to Sigil. The only
Right.
native flora or fauna to Sigil is Razorvine. It's kind of a distinguishing feature of the place.
Right. And not all parts of the city have Razorvine. A lot of them do, but not all of them. There are some, actually, as you make it to the Festhall district, you can see a feature of the Festhall building itself is what appear to be very intentional, almost Razorvine statues, depicting sort of knights standing at attention and horses, sort of with raised legs,
She's getting ready for
etc., etc. So,
oh wow, it is 419.
1 minute away, buddy.
Oh my god.
Can we take a quick break? I have to pee really bad.
That's fine.
I was thinking this
Sure.
would be a good point to take a little 2-minute break.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna go piss.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Is that Super Mario 3? No, is it World? Super Mario World. Theme. Check, 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 check.
Ba-ba-ba-bee-ba.
I love this guy.
Whatever happened to this guy?
I don't know, he hasn't posted a video in a year. I think he does more
Yeah.
Twitch streams at this point. I know for a while he was just doing drumming. He would just drum along to songs or to his own songs.
Yeah, I feel like he posted a lot of covers, and all of a sudden he just kind of like stopped.
Well, on his main page where he just does his vocal stuff, he hasn't posted in a year. But I think he has a second channel where he was doing like just drum covers and stuff. Did you ever play Undertale?
I did. I never beat it, but I got to... What part do I get to? I don't remember.
Man, that was a good game. I never beat it either.
That was a good game.
I got too frustrated with it, and I like watched the ending instead of actually playing through it, because like I just can't be asked to do boss fights that, like, you know, I don't like playing Cuphead, I don't like Dark Souls, I don't like having to do shit over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, the repetitiveness. I love Cuphead, dude. Cuphead's one of my favorite fucking games. Yes.
It's cool, like, he's described how he does his tracks. He said he takes the MIDI tracks. He takes, like, the actual, like, MIDI files, and then just one by one replaces the tracks with his voice. So, like, he's looking at the note roll on the screen, and he has the click track going, So he's just watching the MIDI notes and singing along with them, replacing each MIDI sound track by track with his voice.
So he's just watching the MIDI track go and just doing it that way?
Yeah,
Is
because
that
like
what you said?
yeah, because with like any game that uses MIDI, it's got the 16 channels for different sounds that are being controlled by MIDI. And so when you have it open in a DAW, it's just like sort of like a sequenced out piano roll type thing. So like for the drum bits with just he just like listens to it and then he like watches the screen, puts the click on, and you know records his track like while listening to the MIDI at the same time, and just does that until he gets it like perfect in time. Then he moves on to the next track, replaces it with voice. It's actually a pretty like efficient, like sounds like a pretty efficient, easy way to do it. Aside, sounds way easier than having to like write out the music yourself and try and like time it all together. Like it's more like tracing almost. Sounds way easier.
Like singing along.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this.
I love this guy.
Yeah, so this book, Theodis, you think might be written by the Leoman.
A neat implication and a possibility in Sigil. Something complete, yeah, something not completely like outside of possibility. Being in Sigil at the center of the multiverse, it's definitely a place that Leomund would travel to at some point.
Right.
What is this new book I just got called?
A Compendium of Greater Demons.
Is this fucking Undertale?
Fuck yeah, man! It's fucking one of the
Hell yeah,
best,
We
best
cannot
goddamn
see you, David.
songs.
Oh yeah, shit. My
Ayo.
personal defense mechanism's activated. Hey, how you doing?
This is much better.
I like looking
You
at
can
all
see
the
the light one.
illustrations of the greater demon.
I love. There's a video of Smooth in the Groove jamming drums along to his own version of this song. Like somebody put it in the request. He's like, "Who's this fucking guy?" That's really funny.
Oh, that's so good.
He's a fucking killer drummer too.
Yeah, well, with a name like Smooth and Groove, you've got like something to live up to, you know.
And a beard like
Right.
that.
Oh yeah, you gotta grow to fill the beard. You know, the beard is a promise. You've got to keep it.
Oh gosh. That's what it was like when I had an afro.
Oh my gosh.
My 70s phase.
Oh no. What phase are we in now? Are we in Chromatica? Are we in the 1900s? What?
I'm mid-century.
Mid-century?
or
I like
turn of no, not mid-century. Turn of the century. That's what I meant.
Oh, I like that. That's very cool.
Mhm.
What is that?
You're
Late
in
Victorian.
base form.
Late
To me,
Victorian.
you're in base form, Derek, right now because you have very normal hair right now.
I do have normal. Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, Keaton. Is it hair, beard, no hair, beard? Like
Yeah, well, yeah,
I've
hair
got that.
color, facial hair or not. Yeah. And what
I would-
what season it is, depending on like what clothes you're wearing.
See,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like now that you're no longer blonde, you are now Mystic Derek, which is like the form Gohan had when he
Oh
was
my
fighting
god.
Boo.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
His- like, yeah.
god.
His
yeah.
his better
Yeah.
Super Saiyan form.
Right? God, I gotta love how the creators love that.
No, oh my god. Right now, to me, you are Super Saiyan 2 when Goku and Gohan are relaxing before the Cell games, trying to make their Super Saiyan form their new normal, and
Yeah.
aside from that, just living their lives, fishing, having a good time, father and son, because they never get that. But they're just trying to they're trying to maintain normalcy in their Super Saiyan 2 form.
Mhm. What a metaphor.
What a
Just to
metaphor,
go
right?
further beyond, Derek.
The real Super Saiyan was the PhDs I earned along the way.
Oh,
If you if you ever put any green in your hair, you'll be like Deku, and you'll be going plus ultra from My Hero Academia.
I want to be blonde again. I miss it.
Say, Derek, you actually understand. I'm so glad we became friends because you understand twink condition perfectly, as I do.
No, exactly. I feel like
Yeah.
if there's a wavelength, it's so consonant.
Weren't you
like-
blonde, David, when we first started playing?
I was blonde and I looked so good, but also I look great with black hair, so I'm kind of like I don't know what to
suits you.
pick.
Yeah.
I want them both. I need to redo mine actually because it's coming like I have like really light roots, and because of that, it looks like I'm fucking balding on my forehead.
Oh no.
But like
right,
no, I just have
yeah.
like brown hair.
It's the
Like-
disparity.
It is. It's like the contrast, and I'm just like,
That's fun.
oh, it is. God though, I love being like goth hair again. Like, if the lockdown has given me anything, it's given me this.
I've never
Right.
I've never put color in my hair. I've always wanted to,
Oh my
honestly.
god,
Mm.
I never have either.
I would recommend it. It's a real fun experience every
It
time.
is fun. It's fun to live.
I've always-
It's a different hair color. Like it really does make a difference.
I've always told myself I would dye my hair lavender when I moved out of my parents' house.
Oh, that's exciting.
If that happens, I want to see it. Okay, I
Like
better.
trunks, like trunks
Yes,
lavender.
Ah, yeah.
that would be sick. I'm not
That would
gonna
be
lie.
sick. It'd be great for a cosplay.
I know the perfect person to help me do it too. My friend Christine Power. She always
yeah.
has fucking like bleed your eyes level of
Neon
color.
color,
Like,
yeah.
and she does it really well. Like, she's been doing it for a while, and she uses like healthy products, not like super abrasive bleaches or like dyes and shit like that.
Yeah, Jeremy Cotton is big on that kind of stuff. Although looks generally went for I'm not going to say more natural, but less bright pop,
Mhm.
like a softer shade of dye.
See, I have two ways I want to go cosplay wise. I'm either going to go Doppio from JoJo, who I'm sending to the chat now, or Teitakami from Persona 5, who I. who is
I
my
can't wait for
favorite.
them to start porting more Persona games to the PC because I played Persona 4, which was the first one that I've ever played.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. So I can't wait to play 3 and
Fuck yeah,
5
dude.
also.
Oh my god, I would recommend it. Actually, I know a good emulator for them. I think I should.
Yeah, I could, I could, but I don't want to because I know they are going to port them soon because Atlas has been like, for some reason, astonished that people want to play their
Yeah.
games on consoles other than PSP and PlayStation. For some reason, astonished.
I mean, they just don't expect to make money, which is really weird.
But they
because
are.
Everything they sell over here makes
No, but, like,
gangbusters.
That was the reason they they didn't put a lot of games on PC because like we're not gonna make any money off of it, and then they did Persona 4 Golden, and they literally made
Yeah.
statements like, "Hey, we are blown away by how much money we've made off of releasing this game on PC, so we are looking into releasing other Atlas titles on the PC."
Honest, they better. And when they do the SMT games, I fully recommend those too.
I
'cause,
mean,
like, they kind of seem your shit. They're
growing
real
up,
good.
growing up, I never had a PlayStation. I would go over to my buddy Sean's house next door, and they had PlayStation games, and I would see they would always play all kinds of different RPGs and JRPGs. And I remember just seeing fucking Shimigami Nocturne, Shimigami Tensei Nocturne, and it was like fucked up Pokemon. These weird demon creatures with horns coming out of their pelvises
Yeah.
up to their face, like flapping in the air and pelvically thrusting. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, I'm gonna catch that monster.
Yeah.
That was such a weird game.
You've played it, Travis?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've
Never played it, but I've seen it.
they've always been super interesting. Yeah, but I can't wait for the remakes of them.
Huh.
Right. Like, God, Atlas, like, considering making money is so funny to me. Because they discovered the same thing with the Yakuza series, maybe on, like, a lower level. And
Yeah, but
Yakuza
didn't they
is
like
an
notoriously
amazing
like
franchise.
fuck it up for the fans of Yakuza or something?
Yeah. Oh, kind of.
Like
They've
I just have a
like,
feeling
they
like
do
whatever
mix
the
it-
latest Yakuza game is, people are like, this is not a Yakuza game.
Yeah, because it's a turn back. They made the new one turn action based, but like otherwise it's fine. Like, you know, it's still fun. It's still good.
What was the last one that came out? I played that one.
Like a Dragon.
Yes. There were some
Yeah.
funny mini games in that one.
Oh, dude, yeah. Ugh. Yakuza's always like that. My favorite one is when you, like, your main character, this, like, 7-foot muscled, like, criminal Yakuza guy has to, like, voice a fucking yaoi fan game or
Oh my
whatever.
god.
It's like a sound, it's a
yeah.
side mission. And it's like, you gotta do all the dialogue choices for it. It's great.
By the way, I told my other group that we would be meeting around 6 o'clock, which is in an hour 20.
That's okay. I imagine that we'll go some ways through the sensorium and we'll probably stop in it.
And also, Travis, like, it probably won't be a super long session. I mean,
I don't mind regardless.
cool.
I knew today was gonna be a full day of D&D.
I have three games today.
Really?
Wow.
I've got this one. I've got the boss fight at 6, and then our regular Icewind Dale game at 9, which will be really exciting because we're doing a little bit of a kobold murder mystery.
Ooh.
They set up
I do
some
like that.
kobolds in town with some jobs as miners, and they came back to check up on them, and progressively more of them have been showing up. More of the kobolds have been showing up on doorsteps dead, and the party presumes it has something to do with displaced miners and like workers angry that their jobs have been taken by these kobolds. That's the presumption they're working with. And then I told them that we were going to have a murder mystery. So, is it the workers? How many layers of reverse psychology do I need to add to this game for it to be interesting? It's, spoiler alert, it's not a miner. But they think it might be, which makes them think that it won't be because it's a murder mystery, which also makes them think that it might be because it's a murder mystery. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Spoiler alert,
this-
it's a sociopathic hunter's child.
This is why I don't do too many mysteries. The only one that I wanted to do was I wanted to do a Death Note game, and that was really fun. But I still felt like I was kind of pushing
Railroady.
it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, just an aside and kind of unrelated, I've decided to do a Krampus episode for one of the D&Ds I run.
Nice.
Wow.
Like, judging all
Oh,
the
yeah.
player characters.
I would love to
of,
play
like,
in a
what we've
Christmas
done.
one-shot. I've run a
Yes.
couple.
That would be fun.
Oh, it's more like a non-canon like side thing where like Krampus visits judgment on them because they're all like playing fucking villains.
I think I've actually run
Unintentionally.
something really similar to that for a Christmas game. Like, we went over to my friend's house, and I made Able Skeevers.
Ooh.
Do you know what those are?
No.
They're-
Sounds fancy.
They're like little pancake balls. I think they're Danish. But it's a specialized cast iron skillet with like 7 half circles in it, like half spheres, and you heat it up and you fill it with pretty much pancake batter, and you're able to roll them into balls. And if you do it right, they have like a hollow center, so you can put jam or jelly or butter or whatever in it, and then you coat them with powdered sugar.
That sounds amazing. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm gonna make some more this year. It's kind of I bought the pans a couple of years ago and make them around Christmas.
That's cool.
But we did like a session where the party had to help run the Bow and Flagon in Beebrook. They were having I pretty much copied a holiday from the C-Team games, where like it's like a Christmas holiday where the inn is known for its specialty pastries called cornerstones, which are like cube Ebelskivers because it's D&D. And they have to like help the innkeeper with the festivities, all while managing whatever else is going on in town, killing people or whatever.
I don't know. I really like the sound of that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds fucking good.
I'm currently just Googling how to make vegan pancake balls. Sorry.
Oh.
If I seem distracted, I want to know.
Vegan Ebelskivers.
Like Danish pastries made vegan are actually kind of what I've started living for right now. Like,
Interesting.
I'm ready to experience a new level of sensation.
Yeah, so as you're making your way, there's not a crowd necessarily outside of the Civic Fest Hall, but there's quite a bit of traffic. And with the sudden urgency of a flash mob, a number of figures in purple cloaks begin making their way through the crowd and just spontaneously pushing people out into their own square and begin casting, I suppose, in so many terms, spray painting onto the ground. And do you decide to stay and see what they make as
Yeah.
you are walking up? So
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There-
So
there are
Bast,
jugglers and
Bast is
singers and-
he's here. You know, it's like kind of like going to the fair. Like he's here to have a good time. So he stops. He grabs a haunch of meat from a vendor, and he grabs a very very long glass full of some colored alcohol.
It's honey colored.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And these performers are flipping over each other and themselves, and you see what they make what appears to be a very tall feminine figure in these robes that appear to have details of razor vines in and around the feet, and a crown with different protruding spikes. And once the image is set into place and you see this woman with a scepter and a skull, there is a flash of lightning that explodes through the different painters, and all of them there are about 18 of them, and all of them are instantly obliterated.
So I'd like to describe what's happening with Bast while this is going on. So he stops, he sees people like painting. Oh, cool! Grabs some food, grabs a drink, watches them draw the features out, and slowly his face goes from from a happy to a terrified astonishment. And he does put arms out to both Theodos and Blake, and start slowly backing them up by the time what he figured was about to happened.
And after the lightning strikes, the image itself is just kind of a desecrated, charred, ashen space, but underneath it you can see very visibly the logo of the Chaositex.
These dudes, I swear to God.
You don't paint effigies to the lady, or else that happens. I guess I'm just speaking out loud what we all just saw. But yeah. Have I ever told you not to worship the lady? Because that's what happens when you worship the lady.
Yeah. You just kind of try to survive when she's around, you know? You just try.
Wow, they didn't even... usually, I mean, that was quick. Usually, guards come and they arrest people and they put them on a worm run or something, public execution by worm, or they get mazed. It's not every day you just see them get fried. So I wonder if that means that what they did wasn't offensive enough to her to earn them amazing, but was just offensive enough to end their lives. Because being mazed is worse.
Make an Arcana check or a religion check?
Yeah, because to Bast, being mazed is worse than death. At least that's the implication behind it. It's supposed to be worse than death. Because you don't die. I dropped my character sheet. One sec. What kind of check?
An Arcana or a religion check. Also, am I echoing?
I can't hear an echo, but people might be echoing over my mic. Let me know if that happens.
I don't hear an echo.
Me neither.
That might be me. Religion is +3, insight +4. Nope.
It's Arcana.
Oh, Arcana. Right. Arcana is +3 also.
Okay, we'll call it a 7 then.
12.
That's fine. You still don't You are confused by this. It seems like they're probably dead, but there is something that strikes you as very uncanny about the suddenness, and it doesn't really seem to follow your understanding of enforcement of stuff like this necessarily.
Huh.
Huh.
I wonder if the sensates want this. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go inside of the sensorium.
Yeah, you come inside to the building. It is much bigger on the inside than it appears on the outside. They're long. It's a single long, I guess you would call it a fest hall or maybe like an archive. And there are, we'll say, 3 stories immediately visible and an enclosed attic space where there's another concert hall specifically for the Society of Sensation, as well as multiple sort of hidden room pathways, exhibitions, performance spaces set about. There are various tables and places where you can vendors selling food and jewelry and trinkets, people who are begging or prophesying, and sort of you can see a sign that says "to the sensorium," and there's an arrow that points up toward one of the staircases.
I've been here before. I'm not reading the signs. I'm just walking.
Yeah. You notice that there is an information desk sort of set in the middle of the open space. It's
I do.
A circular
I go up to it.
desk. There's what looks like a human male with a little tuft of pink hair. He says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for...
Nosing in a information manual.
Looking for specific experiences. Do I talk to you about that?
Or am I the sensorium?
Or am I wasting your time?
It's fine. I'm happy to help, but it's the sensorium. I can give you a reference number if you know what experiences you're looking for. It'll save you time later.
Instantaneous executions here in Sigil.
And
not executed by the guards.
He seems a little bit
I'm trying. I'm working my way around saying her name, and hopefully he gets that.
He does not. You can see there's a look of.
I write it down. I write down. Death by lady.
He rips up the paper sort of immediately.
And then I put my hands up in the air and shake my head at him.
He nods and he says, "This is not usually made publicly available. These sorts of experiences tend to be..."
I have one. I'll trade.
The interests of the society. If you have one for trade, you may need to speak to a factotum. It is a matter of some importance. But yes, I'll give you the reference number to one of our factotums.
Well, if the reference number not going to do me anything, why don't you just point me to an office?
It will do you something, I promise. The way things work around here.
Right.
You will need this number, and he gives you a reference number, AD6074BA. And he directs you to the sensorium.
I'd like to see Elfheim, please.
Get your own sensate. This one's mine. He's working for me.
He nods and he says, "Yes, there are plenty of experiences of Alfheim. It's a very majestic place, and you can even see the siege of Alfheim by the Fairy Queen."
Beautiful.
Looks like Emil's friend should have stuck with us. He could have just lived vicariously in Alfheim in the better times through memories.
He gives you a few reference numbers.
Beautiful.
All right, you go have your frivolous memories. I'm gonna try and find some stuff out.
Cool. Blake's actually gonna go find her own sensei because she's got ideas. I found the vegan pancake.
Oh, trust me. Trust me, Blake would probably know that most people in Sigil view the sensates as hedonists who just like to revel in experiences and memories. Like anyone can come join and just relive the best sex some other person has ever had over and over again. But true sensates know that there's so much more to be experienced.
Yeah.
Literally like Cenobites from fucking Hellraiser. I love it. That's really cool. Yeah, Blake is gonna go find one of her own.
Okay. So
But we can do Theodis first if you want.
Theodis, yeah. It seems like all of you kind of go off into different directions. You and Bast go into different lines for the nature, because yours is sort of a public memory. There's a different queue that Bast has to go in to speak with the formal functions of the society, the non-members society line. And you go to the public memories line. And Blake, Sunny, what are you interested in?
The sensation of being hunted, especially in the context of any vampires who are being hunted in Sigil. She wants to know what it's like.
So Blake, you and Theodis go in the same line together, and you're standing between one turtle man and a tabaxi, sort of an androgynous tabaxi warrior with a big broadsword on his back, who is just kind of looking demurely around the space. In the meanwhile, Bast, you make it to the end of your line. It's a less crowded space, and there is a representative of the Society of Sensation, a half-elf woman with long white hair, simple clothing, a little blue crest on her chest. She looks up to you. Yes?
I write down the reference number and slide it to her.
And she looks at it and she says, "It's my understanding there will be an exchange."
Yep.
Well,
Which one do you want to do first?
we take the extractions first here as a policy. But
Lead the way.
Yes, and she says, "That's fine. The extraction will be performed by our factotum Delgar Hateri, and I will lead you to the room."
Yeah.
She takes you down a...
Any wine? Good. Is there any wine? Any wine on any of these tables?
She reaches in her desk and she pulls out...
I find it easier to remember when I'm greased up a bit.
She says that it's called dream wine, and she pours it, and it's almost like liquid nitrogen. There's a cloudiness. It starts to smoke.
I can do
as
this.
it hits the glass. Oh God.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah. And so you pull it back, and she takes you into a room. It is a small cylindrical, or I guess it's more like an octagon shape room with plain white walls, in the center of which there is a raised dentist chair with red plastic and what looks like a helm of some sort with a little spike in the center of it. And
Greetings.
she says, "Don't worry, it's perfectly safe."
This is new. I'm used to touching stones.
And she leaves you, and in about a minute, a tiefling male comes in wearing a lab coat and a golden chain necklace with a little eagle on it. And he says, "What's up, my dude?"
Factotum.
Yes, I'm the one, yeah. Been here too fucking long, honest.
Why don't you leave?
Well, as soon as you think I've got the picture. I know everything that's gonna come on. You know, there's always it's that I'm chasing the dragon. Chasing the dragon.
I hear that.
Mm.
Wish I didn't hear that, but I did.
Dude, like, I wish I didn't say it, if I'm honest. But it seems like you've got something really dangerous, and I know that, like, it can be really tense and, like, tough. I just want to make this as easy as possible. That's why they sent me, and not some kind of hard wine, button-up, nerdy asshole. Like, fuck, man, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit drunk. Like, it's
Hey.
cool.
Same.
Well,
Honestly, Bast is honestly taken aback by someone with an even like higher level of like aloof frivolity than him. He doesn't know how to like it's like meeting yourself almost. He doesn't he doesn't know, like, for some reason he's out of sorts around this guy. Like yeah.
He says when you sit down on the chair, there are going to be clasps around your wrists. That's just to make sure that you don't, die.
Last time I was here, I just put my hands on some stones, and they.
Yeah. It's different. The public sections, the extraction process is very meticulous and thorough. It is magical. It's not a real rod going in your head. And he puts his hand on.
They didn't put anything on my head in the public part.
He puts his hand on the spike, and you can see that it actually pushes in. It doesn't actually penetrate.
I could take a pinky.
You can't.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. You'll want this, huh? People don't get murked in the street by her that often.
Well, that's what you think.
Well, yeah. From my 30-odd years growing up on the streets of Sigil, that is what I think, my dude.
And he says, Sigil's a big place, and what the lady wants kept secret is secret for a reason.
Right. Just don't talk to me like I'm a clueless. I'm sorry.
No. I understand.
Oh, all right.
This is part of the society. I'm sorry. This is part of the. We call it subtextual promotion. It's not a big deal.
Look, the fact that you have a name for it clarifies, honestly, a lot about a lot of different things in my life. Now that you put a name to it, that people just go out of their way to be esoteric and talk around the point. Honestly, it makes a lot of sense. I sit down and I finish my glass of wine.
And as the clasps go around your wrist, Delgar Hateri says, I think that roundaboutness, subtlety, the feelings of vague uncertainty and dread are some of the most heightened experiences that we as living beings have access to. And then you feel a sharp rod
just as I roll my
into
eyes.
the top of your brain. Yeah. And you relive the experience of seeing.
I imagine he has to like talk me through like reliving it, so my mind goes there first instead of that fight
it's
or
almost
flight.
like a hypnotic suggestion. He says, describe this scene to me. How many were there? What were they doing?
Yeah.
And you sort of automatically relive through the experience, describing the flamboyant, intricate dance that these agents of the Chaositex made as they spray painted this effigy of the Lady of Pain and were subsequently destroyed in a flash of lightning. As you sort of come back to, there's a flash of white light, and the factotum says subtextual propaganda.
I touch my head.
Influence. It feels fine, normal.
There's no gaping hole in my cranium.
Not at all. Subtextual influence. Subtextual promotion. That's what it is. And meanwhile,
My
we'll
dude.
go back to
Before the camera cuts, I go, my dude, that was fucked.
He just nods knowingly. Meanwhile, we go to Theodis. You are next in line. You give them your little promotional code, and they say, do you want the happy memories? Do you want to experience life as an elf, or maybe a pixie, a fairy, the trees, or the wind of Alfheim? What is your desire?
Do you have any flying memories?
Oh, sure. There are plenty of creatures that fly. We will show you a beautiful day in Alfheim from the perspective of a quaint pixie named Twinkle.
You're going on the kiddie rides while I'm out here
Very
getting my
good, very
fucking
good.
skull
Yeah, he's riding
penetrated.
the teacups.
That's I love it.
So you are brought into the perspective of a very small 4-inch pixie fluttering through a majestic grove. There is a dim twilight hue in the air and a pale orange amber light that kind of washes over the space. A light, cool wind flutters in the air as you see a number of elves begin to gather in a grove where the forest becomes slightly less dense. And there's a pool of water that is there next to some decorative boulders, I suppose. And the elves sort of begin to gather, and you can see them praying and chanting around this pool of water. And from the sky, a single large drop falls down and breaks the center of the small pond. There are ripples in the water that carry over, and the wind seems to whoosh out in every direction. And you can hear the elves begin to celebrate and howl with a kind of frantic glee as they pour wine from dried gourds, and they roast various meats and celebrate into the evening.
Very cool.
Yeah, you find yourself in sort of a lush twilight forest. And that is your impression of Alfheim when you snap back.
And just for David's sake, it's really cool seeing these little glimpses of Alfheim, because in the last campaign that I was running with Derek and Travis as players, their main quest was to travel the world tree to Alfheim.
Yeah.
and back.
Oh,
So it's
that
cool,
is
like
cool.
kind of seeing other little glimpses of it.
It was fun.
I like that.
I
like
Blake.
when-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I like seeing DMs respond to each other creatively.
It's
really nice.
crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sweet.
Blake, Sonny, you find yourself. I love this memory. Okay, so you have the sort of vivid image of waking up in an underground sewer system. You can hear the sounds of a tumultuous parade happening above you as you make your way through this into an enclosed chamber with a sort of single light. You have other companions in tow, but you don't pay them very much mind. One of them is wearing robes that have various eyes on them. One of them appears to be a warforged. And
Cool.
there is a woman who has a dire wolf in tow. And as you make your way into this lit chamber, there is a vampire who is there in the ceiling, and he looks down on the group. And there is a franticness that overtakes your sort of immediate experience as things begin happening in sort of slow motion. Other vampires appear out of the shadows, and
Initiative
the
rolled.
pathway where you initiative is rolled. The pathway where
Yeah.
everyone initially came is zoom. A portcullis falls down on it, and a franticness overtakes you, and you can feel your heart drop into your stomach. there is a sense of there being no way out until from sort of a pathway to the surface, you can see a gnome man jump into the fray. He throws an axe at one of the vampires and tosses a little bead which bursts with sunlight, killing 2 of them and injuring the other third. And then the Warforged takes a magic hand, and this gnome man has a fake eye. It looks like some kind of artifact, and the Warforged pulls the eye out of the socket of this gnome, and the thing immediately explodes, and you are caught in the explosion, and then you come to.
Fuck.
And so what's interesting about any memory that you experience in here is that the implication that that person had to live through whatever experience they went through and come to Sigil and give it to the sensorium.
Mm-hmm. Huh. And that actually also happened in the one-shot that I ran.
I was wondering if that was a one-shot or the beginning of when I started playing as Nil. I couldn't remember.
I think that you might have also gone through that
same tunnel.
Yeah.
Different campaign.
Right. I've run that encounter at least 5 times.
Uh-huh. I could I was there. I've seen you run it multiple times. So somehow I just immediately knew. I don't know what it was.
That was the one that we recorded.
Right.
But we missed the really, really good part. Just as an unlucky accident. I wish that we had that full session. Oh god, it was so good. But yes, that's what you experience.
Cool.
And you are able to get a better sense of the franticness, the unease, and there's a subtlety to a charm that one of the vampires attempts to use on this character. It doesn't take effect, but you can feel this person's spirit or sense of independence of will slowly almost creep out of them, and they manage to fight it.
So that's really cool. I like that. So Blake's kind of defined themselves a lot by just assuming their own invincibility. So experiencing someone else's fear, especially their own mortal fear, is kind of like a
sobering
it's a moment for her. It gives her a pause for a second.
It's vivid. It is a vivid fear. Yeah.
But it kind of she asked actually for the memory of a vampire that was being hunted, but it's kind of good she was given this because she's kind of this reinforces her a little bit, you know.
And isn't that very much?
I thought you said someone who was hunted by a vampire.
But isn't that very much like a librarian leading you to a book she thinks that you might be what you're looking for?
Yeah.
That does seem like it, right? Blake kind of steals herself a little.
Because that has to be how this place is. You don't get to just peruse shelves. Yeah. It's you have to, that's what a librarian was originally. They would curate.
The Sensate Society in my campaign is probably more bureaucratic at face value, just because there's a lot of stuff that is kept from the general public that I think is part of the I guess you would say the prestige elements, the reason why there's implied membership. But also, even though the leadership may all be, I guess we say, druggies and fuck-ups, the people at the lowest level of the Society of Sensates are pretty functional and take the task of cataloging rather meticulously.
Yeah, and that makes sense, because the people who take it seriously are no one else is going to do this, so we have to we run it from the ground up. What's really funny to me is that that
grind is its own sensation. That frustration, it's part of the earning your chops.
But the turnover rate has to be high, because that's just what being a sensate is like.
It's a shitty job.
But also they want to experience something, all right, I've experienced this shit, I'm ready for something else. But what's really funny is you weren't part of the campaign whenever I was running. Whenever I played, Derek was playing with us, and Travis was also playing. Derek had to leave, and then we kept going, and we immediately wound up like put them in Sigil, and like they lived at the Civic Fest Hall, and they like did the memory thing. And in my world, they like went into a room and like touched hands on their to a stone while the other person touched the stone, and then they just like thought through the memory.
Okay.
And so I like to think of that as like, you know, different sensates have different methods of extracting memories and stuff like that.
Because each method of extraction is its own sensation. as
Sure.
well, right?
Yeah, that could be
So, like-
that could be one rationalization behind it.
There
yeah.
are different extraction methods, and there are probably also different experience methods. Like I like to imagine the way that they do memories in Harry Potter with the little
the
bowls.
remember-alls.
Yeah, the remember all things. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. That would be
That's
the
very
more tame version of what Bast experienced.
That was, but yeah, back in that room, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'd like take off the helmet thing.
Yeah, and
So-
That was nothing like what you give to the everyday Burks.
it is not in the brochure, no. And I'm afraid that this is the part where I have to kind of give you the formal warning that the memory that you have asked to receive is it can be psychologically difficult for some members, even members of the society. So we
Alright.
do not take any personal responsibility for any psychological damage
Okay.
that may befall you as a result of
I-
viewing this memory.
I verbally agree and consent, but can you help me out a little bit? How about you describe it to me first, and then I'll go see it. That way I have a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah. So the memory is of a cult that was founded and whose name it is illegal to make reference to. All of the information about them is kept in the Hall of Records under steep restrictions. I can tell you that the cult's headquarters were based in the lower ward, and that they sought to conjure the lady for the purposes of beseeching her power and practical worship.
Fucking
And
warlocks.
they were successful.
They were what?
Most of them, they were successful. They were successful.
Which means
And-
that she gave them her
Her
boon?
present? No, not at all. As a punishment for the unauthorized conjuring, the entirety of this cult was consumed by a swarm of locusts. But the cult member who had not been fully brainwashed was able to cast an anti-magic field around themselves, and
And it worked?
and it worked. Though they were irreparably scarred, and spent the rest of their life in the Great Asylum.
So what you're saying is everyone
The Gatehouse.
everyone knows you can't summon into Sigil. And I guess that makes sense that that would apply to attempting to summon herself. Or to summon...
It's like a beacon through the plains. She could have well ignored it or just sent a proxy in her stead, but it could be a false memory by an insane Burke in the asylum. But this is the experience that we extracted through the best available methods.
Do I have to look at it now? Should I even? Will it make much of a difference?
We have made a formal arrangement in exchange for your extracted memory.
Yeah,
we are
you have my
providing you-
memory, and you've told me what's in that one. I get how you sensates work. You like to experience the whole thing. Is there really much more I'm gonna gain from actually experiencing it, aside from how you just described it to me? And don't give me the wishy-washy sensate experience, jabber jabber.
The factotum says, I'm afraid that I must insist. According to our arrangement, we can delay your perceiving this for no longer than a day.
For
According
fucking
to
what?
the bylaws of the Society of Sensation, we do insist. I prefer that this be handled peacefully.
Bast
my
is
God.
Bast is so astonished and confused because, like, to the perception of everyone in Sigil, the sensates have zero authority in any capacity anywhere aside from how people access the information that they have in their halls and whatnot or whatever.
Right. This is the only building in which they
And
have
he's talking
power.
to me like a cop, and I'm like, I say, no. You want to what now?
And he tosses a powder in your face. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Wow, people are so quick to action. I like talking. This is absurd. I need to make a what?
Con save.
A cons. 21.
Oh, Jesus.
Big.
Yeah, you
I say,
can
what the
smell-
fuck? Look, man, I'll fucking look at the thing. Jesus. And I reach out for his neck. Yeah, fuck that.
Get the throat.
You have him by. He lets you pick him up by the neck, and he just
Look, my
puts
dude.
on a wide smile.
Look, my dude. I was gonna look at it. I'm just astonished that you think that you have to force it on people.
I don't want to. You may not believe.
That's a lie. You just threw debilitating powder in my face. You very much want to. And I'm gonna disarm you of everything you have on you now.
Yeah, he lets you. He has what looks like a pouch with several.
Is this new for you, by the way? Is this a new one?
He says no,
No.
not at all.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I drop him to the ground if I keep going through his fucking pockets.
Yeah, he's got a dagger, a jeweled dagger, a emblem.
I
of
just,
the
I
society.
take the dagger. I just throw it across the room, just away from him.
Mhm. He has about he has a pouch with 6 platinum pieces in it.
We'll put it back in his pocket.
Various records. What looks like.
Got any more of
He
that
doesn't have
powder?
He tells you that that it comes out of this. He has a wrist bracelet.
Fancy. Don't fucking do it again. I thought you were cool.
He says, "I thought you were cool."
Well, that sucks. We could have been friends. Fucking take me to your stupid mind torture chamber.
And he does. And he takes you to another enclosed room. This one is a more menacing vault. There is a garish blue-green tint to the walls.
Roll
and the
my
floors
eyes
and
at
ceilings
everything.
are black marble. At the center of this room, there is a fountain, a still fountain with silvery water in it. And as you step forward, the water takes on a fiery, bright hue, and you are sort of absorbed into this scene. There is a cult ritual happening. There's a hearth around which you are able to see sort of the formal ritual of this casting. There appear to be a number of raven feathers held from strings. There's a bonfire. There are some magical, surprisingly simple magical sigils drawn into the floor with salt and chalk. And some incantations spoken in Celestial, which I'm not sure if you speak.
I don't.
So you do not understand them. And you are able to see the conjuration of the Lady of Pain as it happens around you. And in the same instant, locusts just begin to fly up from the floorboards, consuming everything in an instant. And there is
I see my hands cast the spell.
Yeah, you sort of cast this anti-magic field and begin running. But as you sort of step back, the lady appears to sort of look directly in your eyes, and you hear the words, "Fast." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I piss myself regardless.
Yeah. The signature bats technique.
It could be worse, could be better. 14. I still have
True.
inspiration.
I would take it.
You want to use it? Let me double check. I don't have anything else. Yeah, that's it. This is my Hail Mary. It's the same number.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
I'm gonna go actually pee before I piss myself.
Okay.
You go pee.
Oh, now the true streamer is logged on. It's the cat. God, I love that cat. I've never even met it, but I would die for it.
That cat's a little bastard.
Yeah, I can hear him screaming in the background sometimes.
Yeah,
and it
he
makes me really
always
happy.
meows. Always meows.
I love chatty cats though. It's my favorite. I like cats with really fucked up meows. Like they don't know how to meow properly.
The one behind me will meow for a long time. She's like, meow.
Yeah, she's got a good set of pipes. She wants to show them off.
Yeah, she meows so long. It's like, what? What do you want?
What is it now?
I'm back.
Very good. So, you are terrified that the lady has spoken your name in this conjured dream space. And when you come to, you realize that you have indeed pissed your pants.
Oh, I know.
And that's where we're going to stop.
Oh my god.
You mean pissed my fur? I don't wear pants.
Yeah, you pissed yourself.
Once
That's a
again,
pee.
same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was.
Cool, well that was a great fucking session, dude.
Same as it ever was. Yeah, it was a good session.
Thank you.
2 sessions in a row. My session yesterday that I played in, and the one today. There was no combat.
Yeah.
Good.
I think that that's a successful session if
Oh,
you
yeah.
can have an entertaining
Yeah.
kind of time without combat. That's
Mhm.
a success for me as a DM. And I'm sorry that you ended up getting gassed, I suppose, in that way. I don't know if it was the right thing or the wrong thing, but it seemed like
No, yeah, no. I mean, it was astonishing that there was any, because like, I and Bast viewed the place as a library,
yeah.
and at no point, in my experience, has there ever been a context of a library where you go in and they tie you to a chair and hold your eyes open and put books in front of you.
Right.
They
It's like
don't
the,
Clockwork Orange you
Clockwork
with books.
Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would be
so like that was just, you know, I think any reasonable rational person would also have the immediate knee-jerk reaction of, I beg your pardon? No, I will not read the book that you really want me to read. That's not how this place works.
Mhm. But unfortunately,
And yet, and now Bast doesn't trust this society of sensation and probably will never come back. He was interested in joining them, but after that aspect being revealed to him, that level of heavy-handedness, he is absolutely not interested anymore.
as an aside, you have been visited. Oh God, did I pull out of it? You are affected with a trouble sleeping. And there is a chance that I guess we'll find out later. But
Yeah, because I haven't gone to sleep yet.
yeah. But that is going to be an issue for you later. And did I post the ice Strahd thing?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Wait a sec.
Well, I found it. Let me just.
Strahd. Blake just wants to get educated on this shit. So, like, I know we said this session had no combat, but like, I feel like how stressful the introduction was when everyone was glorped out and there was a child in the room. That felt worse than combat.
Oh my god, yeah. I was trying to have
Yeah.
I was trying to have like a fucking threesome, and then this fucking kid walks in.
Can't do that.
No.
I mean, he knows, about the birds and the bees. It's just that
Because
would have been really
Shameshka
fucking
has given
awkward.
him that
There's a
memory,
difference.
apparently.
Yeah.
But no, like, Bast was totally ready to get down with Blake and her boyfriend.
Mhm.
Right. Oh my god. Fucking. We definitely got the dark end, unfortunately.
Got caught.
It was a
Hanging out
really,
immediately.
really dark opening scene of just like it wasn't. I think that vaguely trap house quality, but it was like happening in a place that was so quaint.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's like, kind
an
of like
almost sunny
Breaking
view.
Bad whenever Jesse moves into buys his parents' house and
Mhm.
turns it into a trap house.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I never saw it, but I can picture that.
Yeah. His parents like kick him out of the house. He tries to like make his life better. He ends up making a fuck ton of money selling meth. His parents put the
Mhm.
house up on the market and he buys it, and they don't find out that he's the one buying it until like the day of. He like walks up,
Right.
takes the keys, and they're like, "Jesse, what are you doing here? You can't go in there." He's like, "I own this bitch." And he goes in and locks the
Mhm.
door.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Wild.
Fucking Jesse, man. I'm glad he escaped. Oh, spoilers for anyone watching the stream.
I just I've watched Better Call Saul, but not Breaking Bad.
That's a good one too.
I like it a lot.
I've watched like a couple episodes of Better Call Saul, I think. Maybe just the first one.
It gets better as it goes along, I think.
It really does. Like, my god.
There's a huge spike in quality.
It's when he drops his moral compass, like, if I'm honest. Like. Alright, sick. Well, if that's everything, peace, and see you
That was
guys
fun
later.
Yeah,
session.
this is really fun, and I guess if you have all that recorded,
Yep.
even if it's like a private upload, just send it to me, and
Okay.
I'd be happy to.
Oh yeah, I want to see it. I
Sure.
want to see what I look like.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
that will be fun.
Peace.